Hi, it's Twi. Long time no see. Ooh, I'm actually so nervous. I'm sure it's gonna go away like really quickly, but I love it. It's been long enough since I last streamed that I was kind of getting that like, ooh, I've forgotten what it feels like to be live. Hello. I hope you guys have been good. It's been so long. I didn't realize, but if you don't count the like really short stream that I did while I was sick when I put out the 2 cover, it's been like 3.5 weeks. So I was out for a little bit longer than I realized I was. But we're so back. My voice is back. I have completed the majority of my IRL side questing. I missed everybody. I hope you guys have been really good. Happy Tuesday. Hi, Nahi. I wrote out so much. I literally have like probably a 2-page wall of bullet notes about my weekend that I took down throughout. I don't know how much I'm gonna end up referencing this, but I have it. But I figured for today, it's been a while. I wanted to come and chat about my experience at OshiUplink. You know, first con in a while for me. First VTuber con I've ever been to specifically. I had so much fun, you guys. It was great. I have here, I pulled up the picture with all of the business cards. But I guess most specifically, I want to give shout outs to 13 and Ada since I was hanging out with them all weekend. Yeah, I was originally going to make like a whole slideshow for this. I ended up being too lazy, but my one slide is literally just Ada and 13 and it says friendship. So if anybody doesn't already follow Ada and 13, Ada streams on YouTube and Twitch like me. 13 is only streaming on Twitch for now, I think, but does music on YouTube sometimes. We're getting them there more soon, Charlie. I mean, more on that, but honestly, it seemed like 13 was really interested in getting more into music, so I'm very hopeful. Yeah. Yes, of course. I'm sure you've never heard of them before, perhaps. Very, very deep cut, but and I'll get into like more of everybody from here as well. But I also ended up hanging out a lot with Yachin and Plixor here. Yachin is the purple one above 13. I know there's no name. It's 2-sided. Yachin's so fancy. Her business card had 2 sides on it. That almost makes me think she didn't print it at Staples like everybody else. Because I feel like basically everybody from who just got it done at Staples, which is what most people do, you know, they only do 1 side. So it's like, oh, okay, I guess I gotta like really cram it in. I'm curious. Also, wait, is Staples a Canada-only thing, or is Staples like international? Because I have no idea. I know it's like super normal here. I didn't know they did printing, to be fair. They do a lot more stuff than I realized, actually. I knew they had like some art supplies stuff, I think. They have a lot more tech than I realized. They do printing. You guys do have so. I kind of thought so. I was pretty sure Staples was international. I was like, I wonder. There were. I feel like part of having a Canadian VTuber con was seeing how many things were like a Canadian thing versus like what everybody knew. It was interesting. It was an interesting experience for sure. We did so much like Canada talking, man. It was so great. But yeah, I hang out with Yachin and Plixor. I met both of them for the first time. I'll get more into it later, but super, super cool. It was really fun to make some more audio friends, and they're just really nice people. But OshiUplink was really fun. It was a very packed weekend for us. You know, we had to leave pretty early day one both wasn't too early, and we ended up running late. 13. I have to say, I can't believe it. I was so stoked. I ended up finding out that 13 is not too far from me, actually. You know, normally for these conventions, this is the same convention venue that Anime North usually hosts at. So I've been up here before. Normally, I have to go like pretty far by transit, like you know, a couple hours. It's it's quite a trip for me. But 13 offered to drive us around, so I got to be a passenger princess, very in my element. I've never had somebody to like drive me around to events like this, but it was so epic. I can't say thank you enough to 13 for more than just the drives, but even just for the drives, it was so clutch. But anyway, 13 was bed rotting on Saturday morning. So we ended up running late, but it was good because the place we wanted to get food beforehand actually like wouldn't have been open except for the fact that we were late. And so that was really clutch. We ended up being able to get lunch together. I compiled all my pictures, but I didn't save them ahead of time, so I just have everything in my Discord server, or like not my public one. But I have it all here. I'm just gonna pull everything in. I have so many food pics. I hope you guys are or aren't hungry, depending on how much access to food you have. But yeah, we started the weekend. We got some beef noodle soup. It was so good. I ate so much soup this weekend, dude. I don't think I've ever been so soup-pilled in my entire life as I was this weekend. It was fucking awesome. Cause like, what it is for me, right, is I'm not even... Sorry, I am like splitting my brain because I was trying to find something that I wrote in a DM and I can't find it. Here we go. Okay, let me take a picture here of this, and then I'll go back to what I was saying. Sorry, I'm so bad at multitasking. I honestly really like... I mean, I was gonna say both soup and also I ate so much Asian food this weekend. It was so good because I like both soup and just like Asian food in general, but I have like nothing good that's like reasonable for me to get regularly. It sucks, dude. And so being like out and about and eating out a ton was so lit, dude. Because I feel like most of the time, the only time I actually like go out to restaurants nowadays is I go out to meet with my mom every once in a while. I don't feel like she's particularly like partial towards a lot of Asian food. So this was like a nice change of pace for me. But I got some beef noodle soup. It was delicious. I ended up... I remember everybody else at the table, 8 and 13, were in a different like server, and they were doing like kitchen sales posts. If you guys have ever, not like actually, but like themed around that, if you guys have ever seen the Reddit threads where people will make some like super doomer caption and it's just like on some food, and I felt like being a part of it, so I went into our group chat and I posted my beef noodles with the caption, "Not even in the right group chat for this meme. I'm such a chud. Everybody hates me. Beef noodles." Which is funny. I've always thought that this genre of posting is funny, but I've never actually gotten to do it. This was like such a funny opening for me. Although I'm still not in the right group chat. One day I'll infiltrate all of the friend circles, and then I can doomer post about my food more often. And more often, I probably mean like once or twice, and then forget that it exists forever. Beam. Surely, I don't know. It'd be fun. It would be fun to do more. But anyway, we got lunch. It was really nice. I made cookies, and you know what's crazy? I forgot to take a picture of the cookies this time. So have an old picture of Twi cookies. Here you go. You get an old picture of me having made cookies. To be fair, this is exactly what they look like. I made chocolate chip. I used my secret ingredient. I was gonna say the fancy mint chocolate, which feels wrong to me because I hate that chocolate is so expensive now, guys. Like, this is the last time I'm gonna enjoy this for so long. You guys don't understand. It's so bad. It used to be you could get like 3 bars for $9. Now it's like 1 for $9. It's so cooked. Like, genuinely, because I've been having a harder time finding them recently too. I've been considering just buying a bottle of mint extract, and like, I need to do the math still, but I have to imagine maybe there's got to be some brand of chocolate that is like, it's probably not going to be as good as Lindt, but like surely it'll be good enough. And I just add the mint extract. Adding the mint extract is going to be a pain. Like, I'm going to have to do the kind of thing that they do in like Japan when they're making Valentine's chocolate, where you get the chocolate and you like melt it and then you like put it into a mold to shape back in. And I'm literally going to go through all of that just to like mintify my chocolate. Well, no, because I feel like it would be really weird if you just put the mint extract straight into the cookie dough. Because like, if you did get a bite with no chocolate, but it had mint flavor in it, that would be cursed. Yeah, that would be really cursed. I feel like I have to figure out something for this though, because like I love mint chocolate so much, but like I can't, bro. I can't. It's too much. Anyway, I made cookies. I thought I was gonna share a lot more than I did. I did still give out quite a few cookies over the weekend. I'm guessing probably like somewhere in the ballpark of 10. And then the downside is that I ate almost all the rest, but you know, we'll have more Twi cookie anecdotes as we go through the presentation. But yeah, we were just kind of going out a little bit before the con. It was really funny. 13 in his car, his GPS has the voice of March 7th from Hawkeye Star Rail. Dude, it was so funny. It was so good. I was like, I was wondering why he did that, because it was really funny. I didn't even realize it was March at first. But he was like, yeah, they had a limited time thing where you could put March 7th as your GPS voice, and then they got rid of it. So now if I ever turn off March, she's gone forever. So he's just stuck with March 7th as his GPS, which is so funny. Like, dude, there were so many good voice lines. We were stimming so hard. Like, whenever you would be on the highway specifically, it was only on the highway, March would be like, in 800 meters, exit right, Trailblazer. Just say it every 200 meters. So like, because you're going so fast, immediately after it'd be like, in 600 meters, exit right, Trailblazer. There was exit right, Trailblazer, keep left, Trailblazer. Also, it's only Trailblazer on the highway. I think there was one where it was like, uh-oh, police spotted ahead. We don't want to get in trouble again. It was so good, dude. It was so cool. Anyway, I loved 13's GPS. It was so iconic. Yeah, we were riding the Astral Express for real. It was so legendary. Also, hi Sumfish, hope you're doing good. Welcome. I was also laughing a lot. There were so many funny like things that happened with 13's car. 13's playlist was really fun. 13 is one of those people who just has one absolutely like gargantuan playlist. I think his is like 600 songs maybe or something like that, and they're all just like really different genres. So it's kind of just like song roulette, you know, you just see what you roll. There was a lot of VTuber covers in it, which was fun because I recognized a bunch of stuff, and like you typed in music. Some of it was even like karaoke streams and stuff, like, well, like songs snipped from karaoke streams, which was cool. There was one thing that I thought was really funny in the midst of like a bunch of regular VTuber cover music. While it was just me and 13 in the car at the very start of the first day, before we were at Ada's place to pick her up, his playlist put on like Diggy Diggy Hole by Yogscast, like the old Minecraft song from over 10 years ago. And we were just sitting there like, dude, it would have been so funny if it rolled this while Ada was in the car, because there's no way she would know what it was. And it's like way more like orchestral and intense than I remembered it being. To be fair, it was funny enough that I had to bring it up when we did meet with Ada, and I was like, there's no way you know I am a dwarf and I diggy diggy hole. And she just had like the most puzzled look. So we showed her afterwards. Oh, yo, wait, somebody actually did a cover of Diggy Diggy Hole? There's no way. Oh, wait, it's Odessa? I feel like I know who Odessa is too, actually. Hold on. Vampire, yeah. Oh my god, she has a cover of Diggy Diggy. It's her most popular cover. Wait, that's so eat. Okay, I have to send this to 13 later. He's gonna put this shit in his playlist, I guarantee you. That's so funny, dude. Thank you for sharing this ball knowledge with me. I needed this. But that was really funny. I thought that was super fire. But yeah, we ended up doing that. There was also this funny moment where we went out for lunch, where we walked past a store that was like doing a promotion, and there was the store mascot like outside. So Ada took a picture of the store mascot, and because he's in like a mascot suit and doing that, he can't talk, but he like ran up to her and he was like really really persuasively gesturing at the store, and we were saying like, oh, we're busy, we can't go in, and he was like standing with Ada and like waving over his coworker to try and get somebody who could speak. And the guy told us the promotion, and we were like, oh, well, we can't come in right now, but thank you. And he was like, well, since you guys are chill, I'm gonna give you some free stuff. Just post about us later. So Ada got some free stuff without actually having to go into the store. For later, maybe, we'll see. But it was really funny seeing the mascot guy just like super trying to get everybody in there. It was also, man, it was a really hectic morning before we even went to the con, because Ada forgot to print her business cards ahead of time. And so she called into Staples, or like what it is she didn't like order them early enough ahead of time, I don't think. And so you're supposed to order like before, you can get same day if you order before 6 p.m. I think, and then after that it like rolls over to the next day for printing. And obviously it was like, I don't know, 11 something. like basically Ada was on the phone and they were like, we can have it by 2, and Ada was like, are you sure there's no way you could have it in like 20 minutes? And you know what? It worked, actually. They did end up printing them early for Ada. So we went over to Staples and we got it like pretty much right away. It was really fortunate that everything ended up working out on that front. We had almost a really awkward moment in the Staples because Ada we were in line waiting to go pick up the business cards, and they're like actually wait, I don't know if hers were prepaid this time or not, but we were waiting in line and Ada wanted to go get coffee, so she was like, all right, here's my order number, and she gave us the order number, and I was standing in line and I was like, I remember when I printed mine also at Staples, they did not even ask for my order number. They just asked for my name. And I was like, do you know? And 13 was like, I don't know. And I'm like, yeah, me neither. Okay, Charlie. And so we had to go up. And 13 is smart, bro. He rolled up and he was like, hi, I'm here to pick up some business cards under the order number. And he like reads out the number and they were like, okay, I'm gonna need a name. And we were just like, oh, we tried so hard. But then Ada came back like immediately and it didn't matter. But he tried though. He had the right idea, because I was probably just gonna go deer in headlights and be like, they're ordering coffee, my bad. But he had a good idea, man. 13 paints himself as really shy, but he's quick on his feet, man. He's smart. But anyway, you know, it was a very hectic morning, but we got our food, we got our business cards, we were all set. I don't know if I ever showed my business cards because they're not in this picture actually, but let me show you guys. I gotta take a second to find the picture, but this was like the little key illustration. There's no background on this one. Oops. But this was like my little graphic. I used the Superstar Twiddle art, and I had this cute little cheering art from Nahi. I was like, I want something in the corner there. I need to fill it. And I took forever to find it because it was Twi_cheer in my images, and I kept just putting like a space or something and not finding it. But I did get there. Oh, do I not have my business cards picture like in my server? I'm sure I have it on like Twitter or something. Come on. Nobody got me. I know Twitter got me. This one has it. Okay. You guys can see my outfit in this one as well, actually. Here. Look, it's my bathroom. Oh, the mirror. No, I'm kidding. I know. It's just you guys can see the reflection of my bathroom curtains. But yeah, this is my outfit. I was wearing my Ada Lira shirt. You can see the cursive. If you look closely in the middle here, it says Ada Lira. Yeah, my Spiel bag. Whee! I don't know if I talked about it on stream, but my first ever Japanese friend was when I was playing Pokemon, and his favorite Pokemon was Spiel. So Spiel, aside from just being like a very cute, like rotund little bowling ball son, also has some special like sentimental value for me. I love my Spiel bag. And my Ada Lira shirt. I love this shirt, unironically. I only have a couple like white graphic tees that I like, which I think I like the color white for it specifically, because this is my favorite jacket in this picture. And like black jacket, white shirt with like a little graphic, so there's like something going on underneath, like dark pants and my sneakers. Like that's my autopilot outfit. I don't have to think. It just looks clean. It's like stylish. It's comfy. That's like how I like to operate. And so the Ada Lira shirt, unironically, one of my favorite shirts in my wardrobe. And it was perfect for VTuberCon. Ada was saying like, I thought about wearing mine, but I was like, I don't know if I want people to like see it and be like, oh my god, is that Ada Lira? And I was like, okay, so if they see me, I'll be 8 lira for you. I got you. But no, nobody did in fact come up to me and be like, oh my god, 8 lira. But somebody did go up to Ada and be like, oh my god, 8 lira though. So you know what? I tried, but you can't beat the real deal, unfortunately. But yeah, you can see my business card here. They printed it slightly off center. If you look on the right, there's like a little bit of a line where like there was a bit of bleed, and you can also see that like even though this box is supposed to be in the middle of the card, it's like in literally touching the right border. But you know what? My info box survived. The Nahi art survived. It's good enough. It was good enough. So passing grade for Staples. But anyway, I also, oh my god, the amount of side tangents before we even get to the con is crazy. But I lost a lot of things this weekend, and the first one of them, I technically didn't lose it this weekend, but the first thing I thought I lost this weekend was my ID. Because I didn't say anything about it immediately, but we're in the restaurant and I went to get my card to pay for lunch, and I was like, my ID is not in my wallet right now. Hello? And so I just kind of was like, okay, sure. What it was, which I only figured out Sunday morning, I want to say. Maybe it was Saturday night. Anyway, one of the things that I did during the time that I was like not really able to stream is I went and I applied for my passport. And when I did that, I had to bring some other documents with me. So I had like a little bag with my documents in it, like a little zipper bag. And I put my ID in there so that I could like give them everything at once. And I forgot to take it out. So it was just hidden in some like random little bag in my room. But at the time I was like, oh my god, my ID isn't with me. Now I knew that it was at home because how would my ID fall out of my wallet? Like it's pretty tight. But it was still a bit unnerving. It was more unnerving when I came home and I was like digging up my room, diggy hole. And I was like, I cannot find my ID. Also, my phone charger is not out. I got new phone chargers. This is not out charging the battery usage of VTube Studio. This is not good. Hold on, wait. Maybe I move it to one of the charging ports and it goes faster. Let me try this. Am I still connected, or does it have to be on one of the USB ports? Oh, it has to be one of the USB ports. It's cooked. It's over. It's so over. Ah! I don't know what I just unplugged. I'm sure it wasn't important. Maybe? Okay, surely a different port on the USB hub is going to save us. Anyway, if my model like completely dies at some point, we'll switch to PNG. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Why did I charge my phone more beforehand? I'm so stupid. Yeah, I was just tearing through my room trying to find it, but I did eventually find my ID, so that was clutch. But 13's car ended up stealing some of my other stuff throughout the days. What was it? I lost my keys. That was really scary. There were people home, so like I would have been able to get inside, but I was like, how did I lose my keys? Because I was so... The thing is, like, I never heard the keys fall. Like, that's the thing with losing your keys, is like, if it falls from anything decent, you should hear it hit the ground. And I was so stumped. It fell out of my pocket in his car. And so I didn't notice. After that, they were clowning me a little bit. I put it in my zipper pocket. And then one of the other days we went out for food again, and my wallet fell out of my pocket in his car again. And I was like, man, this is my legacy with this group, is that I lose everything. Like the most I've lost my things in so long, and it was all the first time I ever hang out with Ada and 13 in like an actual proper context. But I didn't actually lose anything this weekend, so we're fine. You know, no harm, no foul. We made it through. But anyway, after all of that stuff, we made it to the con. Oh, also on the topic of 13's playlist, I felt really bad because at the end of the drive, he was playing like, I think it was like Neo. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. You know, like 2000s R&B guy. And I know some of his music, but I didn't really listen to it growing up. To be honest, I really wasn't like a music person until I was like well into my teens to begin with. And also, like, I certainly was not cultured enough to be appreciating R&B back then. So at some point, I just made some offhanded comment like, oh, this is some 2000s stuff, right? And they just, like, I, like, watched their bones eviscerate in front of me. They were so, like, viscerally upset at my comment. And I was like, I know this song. I've heard it before. Come on, bro. But I was the group baby this weekend, and I did get bullied for it. Not really. They were really, really nice. 8 and 13 are not bullies, but it was funny, though. I'll get more into it later as well, but I was also like the only non-theater kid of our group. There were a lot of references that I was not really like, I didn't quite have the ball knowledge for, but it was okay. I still had a lot of fun. Well, we finally got to the con after everything. You can see in this picture, actually, there are like ribbons that you could put onto your badge. So I had a couple here. You can see a little bit of the vegan one in the green and the certified Canadian one. They actually gave me 2 certified Canadian ribbons at badge pickup because I'm double Canadian. I'm just so Canadian. Whole house Canadian. But I only ever put on one of them, actually. I had more ribbons than this, but I kept forgetting to put them. Like, there was one where it was like, my Oshi is blank, and you could like write on it. And so I took 2 of them, and my plan was to have one for Ada and one for Nahi, and then I forgot to write it the whole con. So only in spirit, you'll hear it from me now, but it was not on the badge. My bad, gang. Ada had the my Oshi is Nahi on her ribbons, though. She put the ribbon on. Her and 13 did more of it than me. I kept forgetting. But we got that. I also, because I lost my ID when we were at badge pickup, I had to give them my expired health card, and thankfully they took that. I was like, I didn't even think about it because I had the QR to scan my badge, so I was like, oh, I'll be fine. And then they asked for ID, and I was like, surely health card will be okay, right? And I actually forgot when I gave it to them that it was even expired, but you know what? Like, it's fine, man. They took it. It's fine. So we did, in fact, make it. We went to a lot of concerts on Saturday, and by a lot, I mean 2, which 2 is a lot. I can't lie. So the first concert we went to was, and this is the first thing that we really did at the con. We kind of like timed our arrival for this. Is we went to Flora Tellier's Around the World concert. I got a couple pictures from this one that I can pull up. This was their like opening song as a group. It was really cute. This was, they had Ada. Ada was in this one. Ada was in both of the concerts that we went to, guys. Yeah. Ada was here. I think I had a, no, it was just these 2 for Around the World. But let me gas up this event really quick. Let me like preach for a minute here. This concert was so good, y'all. Basically, for anybody who's never heard of them, Flora Tellier, they're like an EU-based like independent VTuber group. I think it's like branding wise kind of similar to Corpo's, but they're like just independent. It's just 5 VTubers. And one of them is Canadian, actually. The one in the middle, her name is Sylvie. Let me scoot this so you can see everybody there. Sylvie is the Canadian one. and then the rest of them are from various European countries. And so the theme of the concert was that you would fly around to, like, they had a little plane graphic, and you know, like, the emceeing was based around, like, airport, like, you know, like the little PA system on the airplane where they'd be talking to you. And so you would fly around to different countries and have a bunch of different, like, language songs. So they had, like, their opening song, then they went to Tokyo and did, like, a Japanese one. They went to the Philippines and they had everybody, well, it was a bunch of VTubers from these countries too, right? They did Philippines, they did Raining in Manila, and 13 was, like, ascending. I think that might have been the happiest I saw him the entire convention, was when they were performing Raining in Manila, which, to be fair, it was a really good performance. I thoroughly enjoyed it as well. There was a lot of good stuff. They had, like, a German one. They were doing some, like, Eurovision's thing for Netherlands, which was kind of a banger. They did a South Korea one. They did the Ratatouille song for France. There was, what's the one I'm blanking? There was a Singapore one that had, is it Melodixa or Melodixa? I'm not sure. But the person who won the Better Luck Next Time cover contest, like the Alahai song one that I entered last year, she's the person who won that. She does a bunch of other music stuff. She's really cool. I like her singing a lot, and so it was cool to see her there performing that. And then for the last song, of course, it was full circle. You landed Toronto, and they did Blinding Lights by The Weeknd. And you can see Ada in there with everybody, which really good song choice, by the way. At first, I, like, didn't even think about it because it's, like, so default in my brain. It's just, like, very, like, popular classic song. And then I was like, I guess The Weeknd is, like, not even just Canadian. I think they're from Toronto, actually. If not, like, they're at least very popular here. So I was like, you know what? This is actually a really good setlist choice. But the concert was amazing. You know, the music videos were, like, really high quality. Every song was legit mixed like a full cover. Like, it was actually insane production value. Like, envy, audio, the little stinger for, like, flying to the different, like, places was fire. The emceeing was really well done. Like, the set list and the guest invitations were fantastic. Genuinely, if we're talking about VTuber concerts, not in the context of, like, the giant, like, agency ones where you'll have, like, the holographic projection on the stage, or, you know, like, at least, like, a full, like, 3D studio, you know, like, the ones that they only stream, right, where you can have, like, the full, like, stadium in, like, VR or whatever, and have the, like, 3D body tracking on stage. If we're not talking about that, if we're talking about the more grassroots stuff, where it really is a lot more adjacent to, like, karaoke streaming or, like, song covers and whatnot, and you just have, like, the live 2Ds doing, like, live-esque performances, this is maybe the best produced event I've ever seen. Like, it was phenomenal. Like, every aspect of it I really, really loved. And I guess, like, one of my only complaints about OshiUplink this year was that they should have had a bigger venue. They underestimated things a little bit. And, you know, there was, like, a little bit of schedule misaligning. So, like, certain things should have been put at a time where they could have had bigger rooms, or shouldn't have overlapped with other similar events where, like, the types of people that would have wanted to see both are gonna overlap. There was a little bit of, like, mismanagement in that regard, but on the whole, it was good. I think it's really tragic. This concert, they only ended up being put in a room with a, like, capacity of, like, 40 people. And some people ended up getting turned away at the door, like, as the event was going, which is really sad because it was so good. But as far as I'm aware, there is a VOD up for it now. So If you guys want to hear some really good singing, just have like a really nice VTuber concert experience, highly recommend Flora Tellier Around the World concert. I loved this. This is maybe like easily like a top 3 part of my weekend, I feel like, or like at least top 5 for like the whole weekend in terms of like the stuff that was actually happening at the con. Very comfortably top 3. It was very fun. I super loved this event. And Ada was in it. Shout out Ada for being my goat. And then after this, we went to the other Ada Lyra concert because, you know, Ada is just so powerful. Has to be everywhere. So we had this one was Vivaria's it was just like Vivaria Undercover or something like that. It was a like heist themed kind of concert, which was pretty cool. It was like a really big like song relay. It kind of felt like a really big karaoke relay because there was like basically no emceeing. It was basically like sit down. There's just like an hour of performances, which was kind of sick. Ada was doing Mixed Nuts, which Mixed Nuts is kind of a special song to me in the context of conventions, actually, because anybody from Toronto, why did I say Toronto with the T? Oh my, ew, what did I just do? Sorry, anyone from Toronto will know about Anime North in terms of conventions, and Anime North has a really big event every year called Anime North Idol. I think that it's been around from before VTubing was a thing. I think that some of the local Utaite scene, or just like the people who are interested in idols, a lot of overlap there. Like I'll mention more about Yumemi later, but I feel like Yumemi is like really infamous from this, at least in part, from this event. But you know, that's like a performance based event there where you have to audition, you know, you sing and dance for a panel of judges. And it has to be a Japanese song, and then the best 10 get put forward into a concert on this like big stage at the venue on the Sunday, and it's really sick. It's a really dope event. If you ever find yourself in Toronto and you're thinking about going to Anime North, make sure you go on the Sunday if that sounds good to you. Because a lot of the time, if I even go nowadays, I only go on the Sunday because I want to watch Anime North Idol. Very good performance there. And before I was a VTuber, before I was Twi, long before, I applied exactly once. And the song I did was Mixed Nuts from Spy Family. So it was really like nostalgic to see that song in like a concert context. That's a lot of cons in a row. It was really fun to like bump into that song again. I thought it was really funny, and of course they did great. And then I also from this event saw Shiki was performing. I'm sure some of you guys probably know Shiki. If you don't, I haven't like particularly interacted with Shiki a lot. We both were part of Rita's Mad Diner cover last year. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, Shiki is more like friend of a friend for now. But I really like Shiki's music. She's really goated at singing. And it was really cool to see her here as well, because I didn't really see like a guest list for this concert, so it was kind of just like a jump scare. I was just watching, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh my god, that's Shiki! There were a couple other like faces that I recognized throughout. It was dope. Shout out to the Bavaria concert as well. Actually, from Bavaria, I briefly got to meet Teeny. I don't think that we talked a lot. I think it was mostly Ada, but you can see her business card in the top left. Her business card was like see-through. It was like holographic. It was really cool. I don't know where she got to make one like that, but it was really sick. So shout out Teeny for that. And also Vivaria like used the concert to announce they have a new gen. So good luck to the new people there. Big ups for that. But yeah, we ended up watching those two. We did a little bit of perusing the artist alley on day one as well. We didn't really like buy anything day one. It was mostly just looking around. There was a really funny moment where we all saw this art, this print of Kanae from Nijisanji, and all three of us were like, we should send this to Miki and give her FOMO. Like all of us at the same time, just as we're like casually browsing the artist alley, saw the Kanae merch, and we're like, we should send this to Miki. We ended up trolling Miki twice actually, because on the second day we were like really bored. We got there before everything opened, and so 13 started watching Miki's stream on speaker, and like it was like, I'm watching you on speaker right now. The entire world can hear you, Miki. And she was like, no, stop. And of course he didn't, because 13 is a bully when it's funny for him. But it was it was very funny that we all like brain linked on that. I'll have a little bit more artist alley anecdotes. I was so financially responsible this year, guys. I spent $3 at the artist alley this year. Like, I can talk about it more later, but this sticker of Yumemi is actually the only thing I bought from artist alley this year, because I blew everything else on food and and I didn't want to push my luck. So you know what? I wanted to stay around $100 for this weekend, and I did it. And I got a sticker. Huge. But I'm like sticker maxing now. Like, I don't know. I already have so many like prints on my walls, and I even have some prints that aren't on my walls that have just been there for like years that I haven't bothered putting up. And on top of that, like I used to like put all my keychains on my bag, but my new Spiel bag, the straps are too fat. I can't get a keychain like to get around it. Like they're just it's too big. It can't fit. So I have like nothing to put my keychains on anymore. Like buttons I don't really do. So what I've been doing is I've been getting stickers, and I put them on my laptop that I record my covers on, so I can like channel the good singing power of my Oshis into my covers. So you'll also notice I was very kind to receive an Ada Lyra sticker, so I can add Ada and Yumemi to my recording setup and become even more powerful, surely. But I ended up buying that day 2. That wasn't day 1. But yeah, we watched the 2 concerts. It was really fun. We ended up meeting Yachin and Plixor. We met on the first day after the Vivaria concert. And I'm not gonna lie, I was really, really intimidated by both of them when we met them. I think we might have briefly passed by each other before the Vivaria concert, actually, but we only like properly got to speak a little bit after the fact. There was like a little while where I was just kind of like floating to the side of their conversation with Ada and like nodding along. And me and 13 were kind of the same about a lot of this, actually. We're both kind of shy with new people. But I think they were just tired. Honestly, I think that Yashin and Plix just seemed really tired. So I was just kind of like nodding along, but I didn't really feel like I had a good like place to open the conversation, even though like I've known of both of them for a really long time. I've followed Plix for years. I thought I'd followed Yachin for years. I found out that I wasn't even following Yachin before this weekend, which is crazy because I definitely knew them. Like I saw them on my timeline plenty of times. I just never remembered to actually click follow, so my bad. Better late than never. But yeah, they just seemed really tired, and there was like not an obvious opening for me. So after a bit, when it felt like the conversation was kind of like hanging a little bit, I was just like, I'm sorry if this is really random, but do you guys want a cookie? Because I didn't know what to say, but they just seemed so tired and I wanted to like do something. And they're both just like, sure. And so I took it. Bro, I swear to God, Clicks looked so moved by that cookie. That cookie saved my weekend on my life, bro. Like, I felt so awkward until after that moment. But it was really good. They liked the cookies a lot. Thank God everything came out well on that front. And so that was kind of my opening to sort of like ease the tension a little bit. I ended up getting to talk with Plix a little bit about audio people stuff. There was a lot of audio people stuff talk between me, Yachin, Plix, and Ada. Yeah, that's kind of like, I guess it's not so much my crowd in the sense that I know a lot of audio people, but it's my crowd in the sense that I've been doing audio stuff for a long time. I've wanted to know more audio people for a long time, and I feel like I'm finally starting to get my foot into that door. So it was fun to talk with them a bit. Yachin I ended up getting to talk to quite a bit more because Yachin actually came with us that night to dinner and then karaoke. And you know, it was like, again, it was like a little bit tense at first, but as soon as like we had a little bit more time, hit it off super well with Yachin. I actually really enjoyed getting to meet Yachin this weekend. We met up again yesterday to see cherry blossoms. More pics on that later. But everything was really fun. You know, we talked a lot about VTuber stuff, about Toronto stuff. I guess it's time for more food pictures. I hope you guys weren't feeling too starved, because I got more food pictures. For dinner, we went to a Korean place. I got some Korean fried chicken. This was garlic chips, so there were like garlic chips on it and like a soy garlic sauce. I didn't super care about the garlic chips. I just really like soy garlic sauce at Korean fried chicken restaurants. It's just like kind of my go-to thing. It's my favorite type of chicken to eat. It's so good. But if I can be honest, if I can be so for real with y'all, this might be the only time that I would ever be able to say that I went out to eat all weekend. Like, I went out to eat 4 times, and I think the Korean fried chicken might have actually been my least favorite of the 4, even though I love Korean fried chicken so much, because the rest of the food was all so good and like something I wouldn't normally go out for. It was just like, it was good, but like not quite as good as my usual spot. I still really liked it. It was still really good. It was really fun to eat with everyone, but it was not my highlight of the weekend, but it was still good, and that's all that matters, right? At the end of the day, it was good food, so no complaints from me. Although there was complaints actually, because Ada got a hair in her food. But you know what? They gave her a new basket and a free side, so I guess it works out. You know, I don't even think she ate anything from the basket that had the hair in it, so it was kind of funny. Ada, and we ended up having 13 tell the waiter, and Ada was like, yeah, if it's like for someone else I can say it. I just felt awkward for myself. And we were all like, no, like I'm the same way, like I have no problem like calling it for a friend, but if it was me, like I honestly might just leave it. And I was like, this is things that you would only, this is the conversations you only have at a Canadian convention, huh? And we just started talking about Toronto shit. It was so funny. But yeah, it was good. Ada also got chicken, and then 13 had fried rice. He had kimchi fried rice. I'm trying to remember what Yachin got, and I am high-key blanking for real. I don't know. It wasn't chicken. Something else. Everybody was getting their own things. It was cool. It was chill. But Korean fried chicken, pretty good. It was yum. It was very delicious. And then we went to karaoke, which was super baller. I want to see if I can get a picture from karaoke, as long as it doesn't have anybody in it. What was this one? Oh, these were both of 13 songs. Sure, this is a funny one to have. Nobody's in this picture, right? Oh, wait, is that like a camera on the screen? Okay, let me be careful. Let me move with an abundance of caution. Surely I can just like take a picture of the TV. You guys can see we had the karaoke pulled up. They were singing High School Musical. Oh, there's a funny story for this one too, actually. Because 13 was being really timid the entire like build up to the con. He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be awkward, just so you guys know I'm really shy." And I was like, "It's fine. Here, I'll sing like a funny duet with you. I'll sing a silly duet with you at karaoke. It's gonna be so great." And he was like, "Yeah, let's sing some HSM." And I was like, "I'm so sorry for killing your dreams. What does HSM stand for?" And he actually just like died in that moment. I was so I felt so bad. And like, I know what High School Musical is. I just never seen it abbreviated like that, okay? I never seen it abbreviated before. I'm sorry. And then I killed him again because even though I know of High School Musical, I never actually watched High School Musical, so I had to tell him I couldn't. But then Ada was like, "Oh, I'll sing High School Musical with you." And it was like, okay, bailed. Thank you, Ada. Thank God. Everybody other than me was a theater kid, so 13 could come out of his shell. And Yachin too. Yachin, honestly, I feel like opened up a little bit when the theater kid songs started coming out at the karaoke. It was very fun. But yeah, they sang High School Musical, which is very funny. On top of that, I feel like I actually wrote almost every song that happened at karaoke. I can hit you guys with most of the entire set list here. So we got there. This is the first time I've ever been to karaoke in real life, by the way. Surprisingly, everybody was always like, "What?" But yeah, I never had singer friends growing up, so I never went to a karaoke place. Okay, don't judge me. I had fun though. But they did the most messed up thing possible, which is when we got there, they made me go first, even though I don't know what the vibe is supposed to be because I've never been to karaoke before. They bullied me. So I went first. I just prepped some of the songs that I like doing to be cool when I stream karaoke. So I did Bling Bang Bang Born to open. I did that as my first song, and it was kind of scuffed because I was really nervous. I had performance anxiety and I couldn't breathe good a little bit because I was still a little bit sick, and also just because I was very anxious. But it overall went quite well. Everybody seemed to think it was cool, so I felt cool. I was so ready to like fuck myself up at this karaoke. I took my throat lozenges with me that are like the voice actor singer ones, are really strong. It's literally like sucking on a tablet of poison in exchange for having a smooth throat for an hour or two. But I brought that. I took some Advil cold and sinus with me, and I took that. I literally like, let's take ibuprofen together, dude. But like, actually, nobody actually took ibuprofen. It was just me. But I was like, I am going to do this no matter if my voice is fully recovered or not. I don't care. And so I went in and I did that. Yeah, Ada does sing. I know she sings a lot of musical stuff. I've heard her sing High School Musical a little bit. So it was unsurprising. But I'm the one that reminded them to do that at karaoke, though, actually. It's not like they were, like, really thinking of it. It was just like, it was their turn to sing something at some point. I think, well, I'll get to it, but me and Yashin were singing for a bit. And I was like, you guys still need to sing something. Here, what about your High School Musical duet? And they were like, oh, yeah. And then they did it. I'm so sad my video didn't have 13 doing it like, what about us? Because it was like so iconic. Especially like, I didn't know, but like almost all of the song is just Ada, and then he comes in with that. It was so funny because it's Go My Own Way. But anyway, I opened with Bling Bang Bang Born, Real Try Hard, Utaite Hours, and then 13 went next. They made 13 go next, and he sang Let It Go from Frozen, which was like the funniest whiplash of all time from my song choice. But it was good. It was a better karaoke song than I thought it would be. He was so like in it. My queen for real. My ice queen. So he sang Let It Go, which was fun. You know, I didn't put the link together at the time, but maybe that's why Snow Halation went on next. I think it was Ada that picked it, but I mean, like, you put 4 Utaites in a room and put Snow Halation on, everybody's singing, obviously. So everybody sang Snow Halation together, of course. Ada sang Starlight. You know, she has her, like, video of the karaoke version of Starlight. She pulled it up on the machine and sang it, and it was so swag. Me and 13 were like singing along. I was singing some of the harmony parts because some of you guys wouldn't know this. Actually, probably all of you guys wouldn't know this. When Ada did her Starlight cover contest, I made an entry, but I didn't have time to like fully do it. Like my harmonies were completely raw, so I didn't have time to like work on it. And so I only sent it to her, and she was like, what? This is so good, you should enter. And I was like, no. No, I just wanted you to know that I felt like singing your song. Too bad, bye. But I remembered some of the harmonies from when I recorded that, so I was like trying to harmonize. But the thing is though, low-key, I'm really bad at harmonizing when somebody like, when you can hear the main melody, I have a hard time staying on the harmony. Like my brain just kind of syncs to what my ears are hearing, and I also sing the main. I did a good job of not doing that too much in that. But like most of the time when I'm recording stuff, I have to mute all of my mains when I record the harmonies. Yeah, a little bit of Twi singing lore. But anyway, Ada did Starlight. It was super swag. And then I was going next. Maybe it was Yachin that put on Snow Halation actually, because otherwise I don't know why I was. No. I think it was Ada put on Snow Halation. Ada did Starlight. And then I was trying to help Otto, nice. Yep, went to karaoke with Otto. Nope, I wish. I was trying to help Yashin pick something, and I think she might have like offhandedly mentioned Otto, and I was like, ooh, I wanted to sing Fleeting Lullaby. Do you know how to sing Fleeting Lullaby? And so we did that. That was a crazy choice. And I remember, like, you guys can tell my speaking voice is pretty good now, especially because it's been a few days since this. But also, so like I've been healing more, but also like I'm mostly back, right? My voice is mostly back. But singing Otto was still a little bit much, so I was kind of like coughing after a little bit of the growls, and they were like, "Don't die, don't kill your voice, Twi," and I was like, I'm gonna kill my voice, you can't stop me. And then we queued up another Otto song. Oh my god, dude. Literally, immediately after doing Fleeting Lullaby, we did Ah, like the new one. And that song is like one of the hardest Otto songs. I was fucking dying. But it was really fun. I was like more growly on the first half, and then I was like, yeah, I can't do this right now. I'm just gonna sing it like more normally by the end. But it was fun. We did double Otto songs back to back, which was crazy. And then we entered the Theater Kids split. So 13 put on God Games from Epic the Musical, and we like split the lines for everyone. So it was 13 was Zeus, and I think he ended up taking Ares as well. I was Apollo and Hephaestus, although I low-key didn't remember Hephaestus's part, but it's fine. I think it was Yachin as... Who was Athena? Maybe it was Ada as Athena, Yachin as Aphrodite, and one of them as Hera. I can't believe I'm forgetting. It was so iconic. I think I was just panicking trying to remember Epic the Musical songs myself. But the best part was 100%. 13 was so good at villain voices, guys. He was so in his element singing the villain songs for real. It was amazing. Like, actually, I have a clip. I sent Nahi a clip of this so I can actually like pull up 13 as Zeus. Here, let me pause the BGM. And I'm gonna turn this up, and you guys could hear 13 being evil.
Is that what you see?
Wait, you're so good for this.
To untie apprehensions that were placed on that creek. You are playing with thunder for a man full of shame, but if he's worth the risk of going under, why not make it a game?
It was always the spoken lines that were really good, like, why not make it a game? Like, I feel like he was really evil on the ending when I wasn't recording. He was really good, I promise. My villain Oshi, 13. It's become like the running joke that we need to get like a villain song from 13. But yeah, we had God Games, and then that was when the High School Musical thing came up. So Ada and 13 sang Go My Own Way. And then they were like super in their like musical split. They did Don't Lose Your Head, which was from... I'm literally not even saying this to make a 6-7 joke, but the musical name had either 6 or 7 in the name. I don't remember which, but it was one of those. I've never seen it before. I like most musicals, so that's my bad. But they sang that. And then I mean, they were all really funny. I was like, I couldn't really participate on most of the musical songs, but it was like very amusing because everybody else was like so in their element. I was just having fun, like watching them be like really bubbly and like nerding out in the same way. You guys know, it's just fun when people are like really like doing their thing, you know what I mean? They're all like so theater kid at heart, so I was just happy to be there. But I think 13 maybe felt like I was being left out a little bit, and he looked at me and he was like, Twi, if I pick a song and like if I pick a song right now, will you sing it with me? Like, I don't tell you what it is, but like you'll sing it with me, right? And I was like, do I know the song? And he was like, I'm pretty sure you know this song. Like, surely you know this song. And I was like, if I know it, yeah, I'll sing it with you, sure. And then he put on Baby by Justin Bieber, which was very funny. But, you know, of course I do, in fact, know Baby. I don't think I've ever sang it before, but I knew it, so... So we did sing Baby together. It was very funny. Real Canadian karaoke hours. Gotta have the Justin Bieber in there. And then they went back to musicaling for a bit. They sang... Actually, is This Is Me from a musical? It feels like it had musical vibes, but it was... Was it a Jonas Brothers song? Maybe. Maybe. It was catchy, though. I liked it. There might have been a couple other musical songs. And then there was a really funny moment. After the musical split finally ended... they wanted to have me sing something else. And so they put on 2 by Baby No Money, since hopefully you guys would have seen over the time that I was sick, I put out my cover of 2 with Miki. And so, you know, we're at the karaoke and everybody's doing my chants. You know, we're like 2, 4, 6, 7. Who's our idol? Who's our treasure? Twi Telescopium. Like, we're all doing the thing. And it was this huge vibe, really fun karaoke song. And immediately after, I just turned to Yachin and I was like, that must have been really confusing for you. everybody started laughing because like for me, 13 and Ada, like it was like the whole point of it was to put it on for my cover, and I'm sure she would have figured that out in part, but it was really funny to think about completely ignoring the karaoke screen and everybody doing my chant, and it's just like completely different. It's like brain rotted. So we explained it, and then to explain it further, Ada actually just straight up played my cover off of the karaoke machine. So there's a chance that some random people like walking past our karaoke booth heard my cover of 2. But we got to show that to Yachin, so that was funny. And then I ended up singing like a bunch in a row. This was the Twi split afterwards. I think that they were like kind of a little bit gassed out from all the musical songs, and so we entered the Twi split. Well, Ada also can sing a lot, so this was me. I wanted to go into my next bit. I was like, hey, Ada, will you sing Die With A Smile with me? And she was like, yeah, sure. And so it started, and I was like, okay, you as Bruno and me as Gaga, let's go. And she was like, what? No, you as Bruno. And I was like, no, you as Bruno. And then she was like, okay. And then she sang Bruno's part perfectly. Like, I was really curious because I was like, thinking that it would be maybe funny if it was too low for Ada, but I also thought she could do it, and of course Ada being the absolute goat, she could. And part of why it was fun for me as well is I actually like singing Gaga's part on that too. It's like kind of near the like upper part of my range, so it's fun. Like I like singing Bruno a lot too, like not just this song but just in general. I like singing Bruno Mars, but that song specifically is a bit low for me, so I thought it would be fun. I think that it would have been a little bit more fun if my voice was like just like a hair more back, but it was enough that I was still able to do it, and it was fun. So that ended up being a lot more serious than I thought it would be. Like it started because I thought the bit would be funny to make Ada be Bruno and me be Gaga, and then it actually just ended up being like a super legit performance together, and it was a fun duet. And then after that, they still wanted me to sing more. And I was like, I don't know, put a song on for me. And then Ada put on Stellar Stellar for me. So I guess this is my legacy. I'm the Suisse friend. To be fair, Suisse is like my like OG VTuber Oshi when it comes to music. I love Suisse's music so much, and that song specifically is like one of the songs that I've spent the most on. So, you know, I loved getting to do that. That was fine. Also, hi Finn, welcome. Yeah, they put Stellar Stellar on for me. I was feeling my voice not being 100% back that little bit more on Stellar Stellar. That's pretty hard, but you know, we got there. We got it done. I did pretty decent. I was having fun with the karaoke regardless. And then I kept singing more, actually. We put on Apata, and I did that with Ada because I was just trying to think of like fun songs. So we got another Bruno song. I was Bruno that time. That time I did actually sing Bruno Mars, and Ada did Rosé's part. Although obviously I can do both. Did I ever tell you guys that I recorded a cover of Apata like 2 years ago? This is like a really old Twi cover, but it never came out because the artist that we were working with at the time, I commissioned them off of Vegan, and they ended up like they were using AI, and it was a whole like either they were using AI or they were just like, I think what it was is like they were a real artist, but they were tracing AI or something, because they just a bunch of stuff that didn't make sense, and like English wasn't their first language, so I had to ask for like 12 quintillion revisions, but they just kept making really random changes that weren't what I asked for. I had to like get a refund. It was a whole process, and I just kind of got disillusioned with the project, and I never ended up finishing it. But there was a time, a long time ago, where I recorded a cover of that song, so I still knew like all of it from that, and it was fun to bust it out. You know, I still love that song. You know, it was really fun to do that in karaoke with Ada, because I feel like that's such an Ada song as well. Anyway, it was fun to kind of get to do that. And at that point, it was the end of the night. We had one song left, and I was like thinking, like, should I say like Hikaru Nara or something silly, just because I know everybody can sing it? Because, like, you know, I was sat there like all of the like Yutaite are gonna activate like sleeper agents if I as soon as I mention as soon as I mention Hikaru Nara, like everybody will wake up with that. And then Yachin brought it up, I think like ironically, and I was like, you know what? I was thinking of saying it though. I was thinking of saying it, and then we ended up doing Hikaru Nara, and it was really fun. It's a good last song, okay? It's got like the end credit vibe. We were saying, you know, even though it's the opening song, it has the end credit vibe. Although I do really like the second ending from Your Line April Orange. That song is really beautiful. Not a good karaoke song, but it is a really, really nice song. But Hikaru Nara also really good. I would love to do like Oto no Naru Hoe. I feel like that's like probably my favorite Goose House song. I don't know if everybody would have known it, so I was like, Hikaru Nara is like the better suggestion, but I really like Oto no Naru Hoe. It's a really good song. But yeah, we had a really fun time at karaoke. There's some stuff that I forgot to sing that would have been fun. Like, I feel like I should have done a Saja Boys song. We never did. Oh, I didn't write it in the set list, but I did Paranoia with 13 as well. That was fun. So at least we did like one boy band song, but I feel like I should have done a Saja Boys song and then bullied 13 to do it with me. You guys know 13 can rap, by the way. This guy, like, in our like little boys group, he was like, oh, I'm the only person that can't rap then. Okay, damn. He's a liar. He is such a capster, bro. He does know how to rap. He 1000% can rap. But I mean, it's okay. I'm glad that he was lying, because it means that he actually can do it, and I'm proud of him. But yeah, anyway, all of that aside, I'm sure we'll go to karaoke again sometime, you know, since we're all a lot, like, it's a lot more reasonable for everybody to hang out than I realized, you know. Well, I mean, obviously, like, life commitments and stuff get in the way a little bit more for them than for me, you know. I'm kind of perpetually available, but you know, like, proximity wise anyway, we can definitely go hang out again sometime. So I'm sure we'll be back to karaoke to do all the stuff that was forgotten and more. But it was such a fun experience for my first ever time doing karaoke. I had a wonderful, wonderful time. And I feel like it was a really good group to do my first ever karaoke with. I had so much fun. But that was pretty much the end of the night. We went and dropped off Ada and Yachin. I think we spent a little bit more time. We dropped off Yachin on the Saturday. And it was really nice to talk to Yachin more, you know. I think the more that I talk to Yachin, like, she's really down to earth, like, very, very just like tells it straight, really chill person with a lot of like cool experiences. I was very intimidated at first because of that, and feeling like, you know, I always feel like a little bit of an outsider when it comes to talking to like experienced people about the scene, because I've been watching VTubers and Yutaites for ages, you know, like years and years, and I've been doing my own stuff for the entire time that I've been VTubing, but none of it is in like a very professional capacity, and I didn't really make much in the way of connections until maybe like a year ago. So I still always kind of feel like somebody from the outside looking in. You know, I'll meet all these different people and be like, oh, I've known this person for ages, and I also know that they have no idea who I am. And so I always feel like hesitant to like really be like fully open and like get the read on people like that for a little while. But once the guard was kind of down a little bit more, I really enjoyed meeting Yachin. Very, very chill. And I feel like a lot of the late night car rides were very sweet. Like I bonded so much with 13 on this trip, man. 13 is such a pleasure to like hang out with. He's such a sweet guy, bro. He's just so sweet. Like I just want to see him succeed for real. He's like, I don't know. I feel like 13 is one of many friends that I've met where even though they're like older than me, I still almost feel like they kind of have like a bit of a younger sibling energy to them where I just want to like help. I want to make them experience more things and like watch them like just flourish, whatever that looks like for them. I really like 13. He's so sweet. Like I know I was the group baby, but I sometimes feel like 13 is so baby and I just want to protect. No, but 13's just, I don't know. He has such bro energy. He's so brother. I had a really great time, but yeah. That was the end of day 1. I got some pretty decent sleep, actually. Not incredible, but I slept like 7 hours, which was not bad when you consider that what happened on Sunday is there was a creator mixer at OshiUplink, and it started at 10 a.m. because they hate us for real. Like, who schedules this? We are VTubers, dog. You cannot do that. And like the thing you need to know as well is this venue is not that close to where people actually live. Like, if you are from Toronto, you are probably, there's a good chance you are spending over an hour getting to the venue, especially if you're going by transit. So like you gotta be up early as hell. Like, you know how I'll tell you exactly how to understand how like unreasonable it is to expect people to be nearby, okay? I completely unrelated to any of my friend groups or anything like that. I was just scrolling Twitter on the Sunday and I saw a tweet that was popping up that was somebody going, had to take some guy I met at OshiUplink downtown because I didn't want his impression of Toronto to be 801 Dixon Road in Etobicoke, which is that's the address of the venue. It was so funny just seeing like hyper-specific Toronto posting popping up on my timeline though. But he's so right. Because like the venue, literally like basically the venue, so Anime North usually gets all 3 of these buildings, but there's like the there's a big Congress Center up there. There is the Delta like hotel building right by the Delta airport. And there is the Sheraton Hotel building, also very nearby to the Delta airport. And so normally Anime North, it's like mostly in the Congress building. The Delta will have like some extra panels and some like anime viewings and stuff. And the Sheraton is kind of like the tertiary venue, and they'll put like gaming events and stuff on at the Sheraton usually, for people who like to go for that. OshiUplink was just at the Sheraton venue, so it's like technically the furthest of the 3. It's like the smallest hotel building as far as like venues go, although the Delta would have been pretty similar in size. There's like nothing else around, truthfully. Like there's no houses. There's like no housing up in that area, like at all. Nobody lives up there, bro. So it was a long way. Imagine being certified maple syrup. Dude, I mentioned this earlier. They gave me 2 of the certified Canadian ribbons by accident or on purpose at badge pickup. I'm just like double Canadian. I'm so Canadian for real. But I only put one of them on because I don't want to flex. I got to be a humble Canadian. It's part of, you guys got to understand the Canadian spirit. You can't go too crazy. You got to be polite. But hi Lionel, welcome. But yeah, so day 2 was bright and early, since we had to leave really early to get to the venue in time for the mixer at 10 a.m. Save some Canadian for the rest of us. Everybody can be honorary Canadian. You know, they were giving honorary Canadian like ribbons to all the people who traveled in, which was a lot, by the way. I was so pleasantly surprised at just how many non-Canadians came to the con. It was sick. Like, I thought it was gonna be a very like local scene thing. Mostly like our local VTubers would be there, some fans, a few people would fly in. It was like, first of all, a lot more fans than I expected were there. A lot of people from the US from like fans as well. But there's a decent amount of like US VTubers were there. Some people who aren't even from North America were there. Like Cody was here. I'll talk more about him and like other people I met over the weekend later. But there was a lot of variety where people were from. It was really sick. Yeah, we got there before everything opens at the con. Like we got there like, I don't know, 9:45 or something. We had a little downtime. And we saw that Miki was streaming. So 13 pulled up Miki's stream on speaker in the convention hall at like 9:40 in the morning. And we just went in chat like, "Hi Miki, I'm watching your stream on speaker right now. The entire convention can hear you. Say hi." Sorry, I just hit my mic. It was actually, that's like the most obnoxious like thing. He's so troll. But she took it well. We had to FOMO Miki. Look, we're just trying to spread the gospel so that our group has a Toronto trip next year. We have to do it. we have to keep spreading the Canada FOMO so that everybody will come visit. Which I think we've done a good job so far. I'm like doing the work right now. But that was brief. We go to the mixer. It was a pretty small room. It was a pretty small room. I thought it would be a little bit bigger. But there was a lot of people initially, at least. There's quite a few people. I also, wait, hold on, sorry. Distracted again. Do I have... I can send my gift memberships for free. I didn't do that earlier. In that case, go gift gotcha beam. Sorry, I just remembered that I could do this. Some fish caught one. Let's go. John. We got Flood Driver, Ted, Mason. These are like such normal names. Oh my god. Disruptor Tycho. Tycho mentioned. Man, I wish that I could still play Tycho. My right hand is so cooked. But big ups Tycho. Geo caught one. Cool. Garlian, Losi, and Irene. Congrats. Big ups to the Dodgers. Let's go, Lionel. Huge. Poker night, my greatest enemy. Of course. You know, there was so much talk about Balatro throughout the trip on the topic of gambling. I remember Sunday morning, my sleep schedule has been too good. I was up early. I woke up on like 7 a.m. on Sunday. And so I did a Balatro run before we left. And I sent it in the group chat. I was like, this one goes out to Ada. But we did a lot of Balatro routing. Oh my god. If any of us, okay, I say if any of us had Balatro on our phones. Yachin actually had Balatro on her phone, but she didn't put it on. There was one point where Ada mentioned it, and Yachin was like, what, you need your Coco Melon on my phone or something like that? But it didn't actually do it. But I promise you, if me or Ada had Balatro on the phone at some point, 100% one of us would have popped it on the weekend. I believe it for sure. Are these monthly? Yeah, every month you get 10 free gift memberships on YouTube, which is really dope. So I try to remember to throw them out. I forget sometimes, but had to do it. Sure, Tycho is a lovely person, but my rage that blue sweater. Hold on. Blue sweatered. Do we have different impressions of the word Tycho, perhaps? Is there like an anime character named Tycho? Because I'm thinking of like Taiko drums, like Taiko no Tatsujin. Oh, wait, no, he does have like a blue, like, I guess like the drum is blue, if that's what you're going for, I guess. Actually, you know what? Perhaps. It's like such a fun way of describing that. Because I used to actually, this is like really specific Twi lore, but I used to play hand drums when I was growing up specifically. So I am like super, like, he's such a drum for real. I would never think of it as like clothing. Oh, it actually is somebody else. Never mind. Never mind. Taicho. Who is this? Ooh, yo, his jawline, he's so square. Oh my goodness. Interesting. Anyway, where were we? Creator Mixer! I got so sidetracked. We went to the Creator Mixer. It was really interesting. Very early morning, but everybody was still very social. So my plan, I had 2 like preparatory measures for the mixer outside of having made my business cards. And I made a vegan as well so that I could like promote audio services. I have vegan commissions now. So if any of you guys need audio work for some reason, I'm on there. Or also, please follow it if you have the time, because that would help me to get verified on there, which would give me more algorithmic presence. So if you want to see your boy get a little bit more money, be able to do a little bit more projects and stuff, you know, give me a little boost for real. But anyway, outside of like the businessy prep things, I had 2 ideas going into this mixer for myself. Part 1 of the plan is we cling to Ada Lyra. Ada is experienced, she's good at socializing, she's like very like approachable person, so we make sure to stay with Ada. And part 2 is I have the cookies in my bag that can be used to befriend people, okay? So immediately Ada is first of all a little bit like, I think she is also kind of shy like me in 13, but she can like mask it better a little bit, I would say. But she moves fast, so that was gone. Like Ada was like not gonna wait for us for real. She just went, started going and talking to other people. And me at 13, we're just kind of on the side like, oh shit. We have to do this like for real, like without the Ada crutch. And the other thing that sucked is I wanted to wait a little bit because it was a really small room. I was like, oh, I don't know if food is like gonna be okay in here, right? I'm gonna like wait a little bit before I try and do the cookie thing. Let me like scope it out a bit more. Maybe I even go talk to the organizers. We'll see, right? And then in the middle, they like maybe 5 or 10 minutes in, they stop everybody to make an announcement that they have an entire catering cart coming out. There's like 5 kinds of cookies on here. They got sodas and everything. And I was like, oh, my strat got it patched. Dude, they have their own cookies. No. So my cookie strat got boomed, bro. They cookie mugged me. They had 5 different kinds. They had 5 rows of cookies. They had white chocolate macadamia nut. They were so bougie. I lost. So both of my preparatory measures completely fell through. But you know what? Me and 13 really try hard. 13, I will have to say, I'm going to put him on blast a little bit. I love 13. He almost never went first. I did my best to approach a couple people, but most of the time we got approached first. I would kind of get the conversation flowing once they approached, and then 13 was like perfectly smooth once things got started. But like a lot of it was like me and 13 we're just kind of like hanging out. We'd like try to be as like approachable looking as possible and hope that somebody would come up to us. Maybe if somebody was solo, we would go up to them, but we were not very comfortable like cold approaching groups and like just inserting ourselves into group conversations, which is about how I normally feel, so no surprises there. We did good. We ended up talking to like probably like around a dozen people, maybe slightly more. I was pleasantly surprised. Not everybody had business cards that we met at the mixer. Some of the business cards in this picture are not from this mixer. Some of the people we met at the mixer did not have business cards. But there were some cool people. There was somebody who ran like a big video editing server. Some of it was VTubers, some of it was people who just edit for VTubers, but it was like a bunch of video editing advice in there, which I thought was pretty neat. We got to talk to somebody who was a VTuber that did like programming. I think specifically they were really into making Minecraft plugins, and they said that they were trying to get in with the, you know, like people host those big Minecraft roleplay servers and invite like 100 people or something, just like a ton of creators on there, and do stuff like that. She's like trying to get in to that kind of scene and like work with somebody on that, which is so cool. That's like so interesting. It's this this Evira person in the middle right, in the blue. I really thought they were going to be a singer, by the way. They're like, I love their design. It's like very singer coded in my brain, but they're actually, I don't know though, because they have like idol in there. I think they have like isekai idols in their Twitter name or something. Maybe they just, I think they were like, there were a lot of people that we talked to that were like, oh, I haven't really gotten into singing covers yet, but like I want to. And I was like, haha, if you ever need some audio work done, I just happened to open my commissions, you know, like, no, but like, you know, realistically, I was trying to be like really encouraging to people outside of the little self plug. You know, it's a mixer. You got to do a little bit of like networking for real. But it was really nice to try and get more people. Yes, somebody gave me, it was, I think Otakotan was one of the artist people we met, and they gave me a sticker that said, you got VTubers on your phone, with this giant eyeball. I love this sticker. This sticker is so funny. So big shout outs to Otakotan. They had really cute art, and they were really sweet at the mixer. Who else did we meet? I met one of the people who works on Oshi Kombini, which is, I don't know if they're big enough that they would consider themselves a convention, but they're like a VTuber convention that's happened, I think, once or twice in Toronto. But it was mostly just like an artist alley kind of thing. It was like a big VTuber artist alley that would get hosted downtown like once a year. A bunch of artists would be there, and you could just go there and like merch shop, meet people. And this year, I think they're planning to do more in the way of like panels and stuff, have it be a little bit bigger. Because apparently it was like over 500 people last year, which is dope. I'm planning to check it out this year. I think it's in like fall. But it was cool to talk to them. I talked to, I think it's Amaimi, in the top right here, another artist person. It was really cool. I met Cody, which was hella surprising because he's from the UK, but he came all the way out to OshiUplink on the first year. Shoutouts to Cody though. That was like really cool because I actually know Cody, not like properly, but we've actually like engaged a bit before because Cody and Lady and them are kind of friends with Luz, who's, you know, one of the Grizzco girlies. You know, we're on some covers together. If you guys have seen either Three Wishes or Mad Diner from Rita's channel, or the Fukashi no Karte cover on my channel, or we've done some collabs in the past. Luz is the homie. I love Luz. That's my boy. So I've met Cody and Lady through his birthday past 2 years. We played Tetris and some other stuff together. And I was like, you're here? Like, so it was cool to meet him. I didn't know he has like a whole new design. It's not on the business card, but he got a redesign. It's still very similar, but with some new flair on it. He's still doing stuff. I thought that was dope. Shared some fun stories about the industry. It was cool. We met some other people, a lot of new VTubers, which was cool. I think it's really dope to see a lot of people who are like getting into it, having a convention to like kind of, you know, like network, make some friends, because it can be hard to make friends, especially locally. So I think it's really wonderful. There were a lot of really cool people that I didn't end up getting to talk to, despite it being a pretty small room. Like, I know we probably ended up talking to like a little over a dozen people. I think Ada probably talked to like a little under 24 people. Ada talked to a lot of people, but we talked to a lot of different people. Like the business card stacks were pretty different by the end. And I think that interestingly, a good amount of the people that we talked to, they were like not super like traditionally VTubers. Like I don't know how to say this exactly, but you know, like when I was networking and like introducing myself, I was kind of telling people like, you know, I'm kind of like a corpo VTuber, except I'm independent, I'm doing my own thing, but you know, I'm really into making music and doing like variety streams and stuff. You know, it's kind of just like corpo VTuber type stuff, you know what I mean? Very like classic VTuber activities, you know what I mean? Both in terms of my design and like what I do on stream and whatnot. I feel like we met a lot of people that had like some sort of like unique designs or like creative kind of activities and stuff like that, which is cool. It was really cool. But it was also like a lot of people from a crowd that I like admire from a distance, but it would be hard to imagine myself like doing stuff with and like hanging out with. Whereas, you know, I can't say for sure with the other people that Ada was meeting because I didn't even talk to them. But it seemed like there might have been some people that I maybe would have hit it a little bit more significantly. Like I would have hit it off with them a little bit more. But, you know, I still thought there was a lot of really cool people that I met. And no, I wouldn't say they're not weebs. They're just different flavored weebs. You know, there's lots of pockets. Weebdom is a big range nowadays. Some of them were probably a little bit less weeby. Like they're still very nerdy, but like not quite as weeb. But I'm pretty sure most of them are still weebs. Like we're still talking VTubers here, guys. You can only be so not into anime and like online like JP culture type stuff and become a VTuber. But you know, maybe I'll meet some more of those people next year, who knows. But anyway, Mixer was really fun. Got to meet some cool people. After that, we went to get some food. Who's ready for more food pics? We went for Vietnamese food this time, and I got pho for the first time. I've never had pho before. I did not eat the beef looking like this, by the way. I took the picture immediately, but I did not eat it looking like this, okay? It did cook more. I feel like I looked at this image and I was like, I can hear Gordon Ramsay being like, it's fucking raw. Congrats on soup. No, you guys, this is not even the last like soup of the weekend. Like I have never been so soup pilled in my entire life. It was amazing. I think the craziest thing to me is I had so much soup this weekend and none of it was ramen, because I love ramen. Ramen is like probably my favorite food for real. I'm such a hoe for a good bowl of ramen, for real. Like, not that I'm above cup ramen. Cup ramen is also really good, but like real, like you go to the restaurant and there's like a really nice broth and everything. The noodles are peak, like, oh, I love it so much. But I ate so much other soup that was also really good. I was having such a good time soup maxing this weekend because there's like nothing good in my area to be soup pilled for. So like I had to like soup out to the maximum degree for the weekend. It was really good. I was already like a little bit fuller than everybody else in the group because I actually ate breakfast on Sunday. Showed my Vietnamese friend the pho. He says it looks yummy and it was raw. Yeah, well, I cooked. Okay, I didn't eat it like this, guys, all right? I put the beef like deeper in the broth. I let it cook. I even, because I'd never been before, I asked Ada, I was like, is this like enough that I can eat it now? And she was like, oh yeah, you're good. You can eat now. Like, I had to ask for confirmation. But it was really good. The noodles were really good. It was, the broth was quite good. I will say, I don't know if it was just because it was, like, I ate beforehand. I didn't eat a lot for breakfast, but I did eat some. I had, what did I have that morning? I made a grilled cheese, I think. I'm pretty sure I made a grilled cheese. I had a pear, and I had a banana. So I was like, I ate a good amount, you know. This was like hours after that. Like I woke up at like 7, so I've probably been like 4 hours or something since then. But I had some substance for real. 13 ate nothing for breakfast, and Ada ate 2 cookies in the car for breakfast. Which, to be fair, the only reason I didn't do cookies for breakfast was because I had to at the time, I thought I was gonna potentially give away a lot at the mixer, so I was like, I gotta keep my reserves up, you know? Like, I don't know, my stock could be really important here. Like, let it be known, after the convention, I think that I ate like 10 cookies in the span of like 24 hours. They're gone. All the cookies are gone now. I ate so many cookies after, but yeah, I was a little bit more full than I could have been. And also, I think just as like a part of my ARFID, which is my eating disorder, for anyone who doesn't know, ARFID is avoidant restrictive food intake disorder. It's like a very scientific way of saying that I'm a picky eater for real. No, but let me get into my ARFID tension for anybody who doesn't know. Basically, it's like, if you've ever wondered why some people are like really picky eaters, I mean, I guess some of it might not always be because of this, but a lot of the time, what it is when you're in your like very early developmental stages, like usually like a toddler, and you have some sort of traumatic food experience with your body, usually it'll be like choking of some kind, you can sometimes develop this disorder where when your body eats something that it perceives to be unsafe, your throat closes itself, and that's like the gag reflex that you get for that. It's not entirely just like, oh, I think this is disgusting. It's like, oh, my body thinks this is poison. I'm gonna close my throat so that I don't eat that. And that's something you have to unlearn. It's I had to do therapy for that. And even now that I've actually done the therapy and I can like try a whole bunch of new stuff that I would have never been able to eat before and like enjoy it, this is one of those times where I enjoyed it, but my body has a limit on like how much of it I can ingest before it's like too different for like, I don't know, maybe my gut biome or something, I assume. And it's like, okay, we're like tapped out. We don't want to do any more of this. I'm gonna like start giving you physical signals to stop. But like up until that point, I really enjoyed it. So I didn't finish the broth. I hope that's not disrespectful in this culture. They didn't seem to be bothered. I mean, to be fair, I'm like, what's the waiter gonna do? Like, come up and side-eye the shit out of me? Like, but I did eat all the noodles. I ate all the beef. I tried to eat a lot of the vegetables. There's bean sprouts that I put in there. I liked bean sprouts a lot. That was very yummy. It was good. I really liked the pho. It was great. I'm glad I finally got to try it. But after this, our group was really dead. And what we ended up doing is we drove back to the con, and then we all just took a nap in the car for like an hour. We had a group nap session, which was so fire. He understands. Pho. Is it also just like bo? I don't know how to read like phonetic Chinese pronunciation. I'm sorry. Beef pho. Isn't really his thing, but he commends your taste, 7.5, and he thinks you're goated for trying something new. Aw, well, thank you to your friend for being so supportive. I really, you know, it's really sweet. Like, I used to never be able to like go to restaurants because I just couldn't like try anything off of the menu. Like, I had to, it's like something that I had to unlock as an adult. You know, I never like even could eat like soups for real growing up, which is like so sad to think back because soup is so magic, like good. To be fair, I'm still picky about soup, and what it is I don't like a lot of, I think this is, some Asian soups have it. I experience it more with Western soups. I don't like when soups will like boil vegetables for hours and hours into the stock, but like leave it in and you get these like really like mushy vegetables in there that would just like disintegrate in your mouth. That's a texture that I still like never really overcame. But when it's just like a lot of the Asian styled like noodle soups where the vegetables don't tend to be nearly as like just like cooked in, you know, they're like actually prepared in a way that they have some sort of like textural structure to them. I really enjoy that. And so I enjoyed eating so much like Asian noodle soup food experience this weekend. It was so good. Mushy veggies, 0 out of 10. Exactly. Like, when I was doing my eating therapy, it's exposure therapy. So what you do, at least for like vegetables and learning to eat like cooked vegetables, is you'll like cook your vegetables for like, I don't know, like 30 seconds. Like you just steam it for like half a minute. and you'll up it to like a minute, and you'll like gradually increase it so that you acclimate more both to the texture but also like the experience of eating what your brain considers a cooked vegetable, because part of it's like a psychological thing too, right? And to be honest, I think that I came out of it realizing that I think most people are just really bad at cooking vegetables. Like, they just have more of a tolerance for badly cooked vegetables. Because, like, there is such an obvious point of, like, this vegetable is way better now that it is cooked, but it's still, like, got a significant amount of texture to it. Like, I feel this way really strongly about broccoli. I really like broccoli. Because raw broccoli obviously does not taste that good. Broccoli only even needs to be steamed for like maybe a minute and a half before it is like already like nice. I'm like not picky about it. Like, it's good with a bunch of extra stuff, but most of the time I literally just like put some salt. That is enough for me. It's good. But like, some people just be like cooking the shit out of their greens, bro, and it's like so bad. Can't lie, I mess with raw broccoli. You know what? Like, I don't hate raw broccoli. I like it way better cooked, but I can eat it raw. There are definitely worse green vegetables to eat raw than broccoli. But I also think broccoli is one of the like biggest jumps for me. Like, it goes from palatable to like one of my faves when you like cook it a bit. But yeah, like what I'm saying is I like the crunchiness too. So I only steam it a little bit. I only steam it for like a minute and a half, 2 minutes, like tops. And then, you know, it's like, it looks a little greener. It tastes like a little bit more cooked. It's probably got like a bit more like absorbable nutrition, I would imagine, probably. But it's like, it's still got like the crunch to it. Not like as much crunch as raw, obviously, but I'm kind of the same about carrots. I like to steam carrots a lot too, but like only a little bit. Like, they still gotta have some crunch to them. I think when vegetables start to be that like disintegrate in your mouth like side of the spectrum texturally, it's just like not it. So I like to keep them just cooked enough that they're like cooked, but at the same time not so much that they lose the crunchy aspect. That's like my sweet spot for vegetables, which is definitely not normal, but I will die on that hill. As your resident picky eater. Look, you know what? I think at the end of the day, you should eat your vegetables however you like them. Just be glad that you can eat vegetables. Life is so much better when you can eat vegetables. Speaking from both sides of the coin. Life is good when you eat your vegetables. Just pick a way that you can palate them and get them in there, bro. Just find whatever works for you and roll with it. You know, if you like to steam it, if you like to oven roast it, God forbid you like to fucking like boil them. I don't know. You like to pan fry them, eat it raw, whatever works for you, bro. Get your veggies in. It's worth. It's so worth. But anyway, yeah, we all like collectively were just so dead after getting lunch. We just had like an hour-long nap in the car. It was really funny. Our group was so chill, for real. I was the first to like start resting, so I was also the first to wake up. I was probably up for like 20 minutes before they woke up, but I didn't mind. My legs were really sore by the end, like because it was a bit like cramped, but it's okay. I got over it like as soon as we got out. But it was nice. Our whole group really needed that recharge. So shout out the group nap sesh. Also, yeah, Kale is evil incarnate. I think I've told the story on stream before, but when I was in high school and like really at like the pinnacle of my eating disorder, I was already really underweight, but I wanted to eat healthier. And so what I started doing is for lunch, I was packing what I thought was a salad, which was raw kale with bell peppers and cherry tomatoes cut into it. And I would be like playing this like poisonous game of Matrix on my tongue, where you would try to avoid letting the kale hit your tongue at all costs by patting it with a pepper or tomato, and if the kale hits your tongue, you die. It was the shittest salad of all time. Never ever do this to yourself, guys. No, but honestly, like, I'm so not a salad person because I don't like creamy dressings. I'm not particularly a huge fan of vinaigrettes. And, like, salad without any dressing, I would rather just eat, like, things separately at that point most of the time. So I usually don't choose salad for getting my veggies in. But you know what? If you're normal and you can actually appreciate condiments, then go crazy. But maybe don't do kale because that shit tastes like ass for real. Salad on challenge mode, actually. Like, I don't know, if you're that dead set on having like a dark green to spam, like, just do spinach. Spinach is like so much less garbage tasting to eat. Kale is just spinach for people who hate themselves. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, exactly. Like, spinach in the right context is really good. Kale, like, I don't know, man. Maybe kale has some use case that I haven't tried where it's good, but like, you gotta work too hard for it. Kale is just so inherently poison. But in any context, good person. Honestly, I think I probably agree with that. I don't like super be eating spinach, but I also can't really think of a context where I don't like spinach, so you're kind of cooking with that. You're right. Oh, you know what? Actually, also, I never pulled this up. I was looking through my my images here again. This is from day one. That's the pho. That's not the right image. Yes, I was just thinking, oh, I need you guys to see the pho again. No. Wait. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what I did wrong. Where is it? This one. The pho strikes back. This was funny. This was also from Ada's performance at the Vivaria concert. There was a second one. What was it, like the Real Fox Blues or something like that? This image, they had like a black and white filter on everybody, and I remember Ada kept trying to take pictures of it, and they were showing up as rainbow for some reason. Like her pictures were really iridescent, even though it was black and white. I don't know, her phone was just feeling like really gay in the middle of the performance. Her phone was just feeling like so Yuri-ful at the concert. I just thought that was a funny anecdote. I forgot about that. Me too, phone, for real. One of us, on God. Okay. When we got back, we had a little bit of downtime, so we went Artist Alley for a little bit. We were still just browsing. Actually, one thing that was cool is Vegan had a booth there. And they had a bunch of the really popular customizable models. Like, they had the... What is it? The Prism one, I think it's called. They had the Kyoki one for, like, the male model. They had a bunch of the really popular ones, which was really cool. I think they might have had the Suica one. So I got to try that. The tracking is really good on those. It was sick. There was also... I gave my business card to the guy at the booth. I gave my business card to John Vegan. He never followed me back. No, they hate me, guys. John Vegan doesn't like me. But he was probably just some random ass guy who was met in the booth. I thought it was funny. The opportunity presented itself. He was asking me about stuff. I was like, yo, what? Here's my business card. Why not? But anyway, after that, we went and we got to see a little bit of this, like, performance relay going on. Another concert on the Sunday. There was Yumemi was there. This is after she did her 2.5 debut event for the con. I think she... What was it? I think it was like she... Well, like, Yumemi always does stuff where she's like on stage, like dressed as like her idol self. She's on the stage here. You can't see it very well behind the flags. But she was there. And I think the 2.5 debut was like she was there in person and also had like her new 2.0 model that she's gonna debut on the 9th. So if you guys want to see some like real idol inspirational person from the Toronto scene. Everybody in Toronto knows and loves Yumemi. This is like our like local hero. So if you guys want to check that out, it was her birthday yesterday as well. You can wish her a happy belated. You can go celebrate her 2.0. But we got to see a little bit of Yumemi live, which was really good. She's a really cracked singer and idol. Her like idol call is so iconic because since this is a local con, everybody knows, bro. Like the entire like front half of the venue at least, and some other people. She'll just go up and be like, Yume means, and everybody goes, dreams. And she'll say, me, and me means beautiful. So everyone should have beautiful dreams. Or it's like something like that. And it was very wholesome. It was like a part of her song performance. Yumemi's goated. We didn't get to see the 2.5 debut, unfortunately, because it overlapped with one of the concerts Ada was in. And we had to go watch Ada sing live, you know, like I don't make the rules. But I'm really looking forward to seeing her 2.0 debut on that's like this weekend, right? Yeah, it's Saturday. Maybe I'll get to check some of that. I'll at least check the VOD. So big ups to you and me. She also had like Wodage backup dancers on this performance, which was so awesome. Like just in the middle of the performance, a bunch of people like came out from backstage and started doing Wodage behind her. It was so cool. I'm really sad because like right as we left, she started doing Miss Victoria, which is my favorite Uma song, and I could like still hear her singing it, and it was really good. And I was like, oh, that would have been so cool to see, but we had to keep moving. But big shout outs to Yumemi. I'll talk about it a bit more later, but I like sort of met Yumemi after. She's very sweet. We ended up going to more panels on Sunday. So we went to a panel hosted by SVP Stellarverse Productions. They were doing a whole panel about everything you need to know about becoming a corporate VTuber, which I mean every VTuber has thought about, and I'm sure even a lot of fans are curious about this kind of stuff. It was fun to check out. I think their insight was really good. You know, I've been to like one or two of these kind of panels before, and a lot of the time it'll always be the most basic information of, you know, like, oh, well, if you're with the company, then, you know, you get more money, but it's less freedom. You know, it's a job, guys. Womp womp. Like, it'll be like the usual information, but they had a lot of really thorough information. Like, this was a really cool slide that I liked a lot. They were talking about the interview process of getting into a company, and it was like, here's some questions you should ask at the end of the interview, which was really good because I think this is the kind of stuff that nobody ever talks about, and there's stuff in here that I would have never thought to ask before. There was also a lot of funny typos. Like it says, what is the process like from singing to debut instead of signing to debut? There was a different part in the slideshow where there's a bullet point that was literally just the letter S. That was it. But it was a good panel. It was really cool to see a little bit more of the SVP girls. My only impression of Stellarverse before this was a couple of concert performances, events that I was involved in, where I saw them like just as somebody else who sang for it. And I follow one of the girls named Lemmy Lycan, and she posts bug facts on Twitter. And I like watching her shorts about bugs. But that's like my only impression. So it was fun to see some other people. What is the strawberry girl's name again? I know that I went and followed her. Yo, I opened my Twitter and it says my ex anniversary. That's crazy. Usachi Yui, strawberry themed. Apparently she does baking. So another baking VTuber. I might have to peep more for real. And Tokakun is another singer person that's friends with some of my friends. So it was cool to see a little bit more of them. There was a really funny moment during the panel where they were talking about like their workflow, and Usachi was saying, or should I call him Yui? I don't know. I'm gonna say Yui. Yui was talking about how they have a Discord server together, where she has her entire to-do list and it's like shared with Toka-kun. And then Toka-kun revealed that she also keeps a to-do list in Google Docs, so Yui couldn't see it, and she was like, hold on, pause the panel. You don't share your to-do list with me? I've shared mine with you for so long. They had like a full-on betrayal moment in the middle of their panel, completely off script. It was really funny. But it was a really funny panel. It was just like watching a really fun stream that also had some cool like nuggets of information spread throughout. I enjoyed it a lot. So big shout outs to them for putting on a banger panel. Shout out the SVP girls, very cool. Yeah, after that we ended up making our actual Artist Alley trip finally. Late Sunday, we finally got around to it, which honestly, I'm very much like a Sunday Artist Alley kind of person anyways. You know, Saturday, like everybody's in there. It's really crowded. It's a lot harder to browse. You know, you feel like more rushed. Sunday, you can be way more leisurely about things. There is the downside that sometimes things will be sold out. On the bright side, I don't be buying that much anymore, so that's usually not a problem for me. Like this year, I mentioned earlier, I only spent $3 at the Artist Alley on this cute sticker of Yumemi to go on my laptop that I record my covers on. And I also got this sticker from Ada of Ada Lira, my Oshi. So thank you, Ada. But I didn't have to pay for that one. Friend discount. But yeah, and that time I was alluding to, where I met Yumemi, sort of, was when I went and bought the sticker. Actually, we saw Yumemi at her own little like booth with the people that were selling her merch. Ada and 13 both know Yumemi like personally, and they were catching up. I was really shy and kind of tired at this point, and I didn't feel like interrupting their like sort of rekindling moment, because I think that Yumemi and 13 haven't even talked in like years or something, is what the vibe I was getting. So I didn't want to like interrupt their wholesome moment to just be like, hi, I'm Twi, you know, I didn't want to get into it, so I didn't decide to like properly introduce myself. I'm sorry, I was so shy. But we had a wholesome little interaction on Twitter about it afterwards. Hope next time I'll say hello to Yumemi. Next time I will make myself more known instead of just hiding behind my friends. But she's really nice, really, really sweet person, and really inspiring, of course. There's a reason she's the local hero. There's the reason why I chose that phrasing. Everybody loves Yumemi. But it was really cool to meet her. 13 and Ada got a lot more stuff than I did. Ada likes to collect her stickers. I'm sure she'll be showing off some of those. 13 got a couple charms. I know he got a couple Final Fantasy related things. We got some other stuff. I'm a little bit bad at remembering everything. 13 had a pretty decent haul. I think 13 posted his haul, actually, so you can check that out on his Twitter. But it was cool to browse around, pick up stuff. And then the last thing we did on the Sunday, at the con anyway, is we went to Yachen and Kanalia's panel, which I'm really sad I forgot to take any pictures. Sorry guys, no pictures from me for that one. But it was one of my favorite parts of the weekend. It was a panel about how to get into making original music as a VTuber. Me personally, you guys know me, very experienced, seasoned veteran. Not super, but you know, I've released Out of This World Superstar Twi. I used to have up Starfinder. I know it's not really like tied to my channel anymore. I think there might still be a YouTube topic upload of it somewhere. Maybe not. It's like, I think it's up somewhere. If it's not, you can always ask me if you guys ever want to listen to my old stuff. It's not that I like am hiding something crazy behind it. It's mostly like I wanted my my outward appearance as an artist to be more like my actual musical direction than like the super like experimental, like in my feelsy rap stuff that I just needed to get off my chest at that period in my life. I didn't want that to be like people's impression of me as a musician, so I took it. But anyway, you know, I've done that kind of stuff, so I kind of knew like everything that the panel went over. It was talking a lot about like the project management side of things. You know, what kind of people are you getting? Where do you find them? What kind of information do you need to give these people? How do you have like a vision for a project? What does the process look like? It was talking about alternatives. You know, some of it's like cheap audio plugins, the good old classic type beat on YouTube, and then license that. That's what I did for Starfinder, if anybody's curious. Another reason why I decided to take Starfinder down a while back was just because I didn't want to deal with the off chance that I like something randomly blew up and was bigger than my licensing covered, and I would have to deal with that down the line. I wasn't like that attached to it, so I was like, whatever. But as a way to learn, I really recommend it, actually. You know, before I was a VTuber, I wrote dozens of songs that will never see the light of day to random type beats on YouTube. And that's how I learned to songwrite. So I highly recommend it as a very low stakes way to learn how to songwrite. I think it's really dope. But anyway, you know, I thought it was like very good in the sense that I enjoyed watching a bunch of people that don't normally engage with this kind of stuff get to learn a little bit more of the process. It was really well presented, very like eloquent, very all-encompassing by Yachin and Canelia. They did a great job. And 13, our little music baby of the group, was very inspired and learned a lot from it, and I was really glad. I feel like it opened a dialogue for us that night, which was great. But yeah, we enjoyed that panel. It was kind of our goodbye to, I think Plix we might have said goodbye to earlier in the day, but Yachin, that's where we split, was after that panel. So big ups to Yachin. I really enjoyed hanging out with her this weekend. It was so epic. She's so chill, for real. I really liked getting to meet Yachin. But we did have a little bit more of like a final scene before the end of the weekend. We went the last soup. Are you guys ready? All right, actually, soup predictions. What kind of soup do you guys think that we ended the weekend with? What do you think? I bet you guys won't get it. I bet nobody's gonna guess the right soup. If one of you guys guesses this soup, so much props. I'm gonna have some water. Let me have my water soup while I wait. First water check in a while. All right, here comes the soup reveal. Soup flavored, it was soup flavored, you're right. Soup flavored is actually the most correct non-guess you could have given, because we had soup dumplings. We had xiaolong bao, or I hope I didn't butcher that too badly. I also feel really bad because Ada taught me like a specific pronunciation for it and I forgot. Sorry, Ada, please remind me one day. But we had soup dumplings. On the left was like, I don't know, like the more normal ones, and then on the right was like pan-fried ones. They were so good, dude. Oh my god, I did not know soup dumplings were so fire for real, but I loved this meal. It was like definitely the least fancy place we went this weekend. Also probably my favorite. I really liked the soup dumplings. It was so delicious. Yeah, I think this weekend made me realize I like soup a lot more than I thought I did. Like, I, in some ways, thought that I liked soup a lot for, like, the noodles, which is true. I do really like noodles. But I also just really like soup. I also just really like soup. But this was really good. I loved the soup dumplings. They were absolutely delicious. So shout outs to Ada for knowing so many good places, for real. And then we ended the night on some bubble tea. We actually were all, I originally suggested, I didn't know if we had, like, if we were all hungry enough for dinner. I was like, we could just get bubble tea or something. We ended up doing both. We got some bubble tea. Shout out 13's arm in the background. Oh, I want to know. Can you guys guess whose drinks are who? I wonder if you guys would know. Can you guys figure out which drink was mine? I wonder. I guess for context, what was it? I want to say the orange one was like passion fruit. I'm pretty sure it was passion fruit. The middle one is matcha, and the far right one was melon. Far left, wrong. Incredibly loud, incorrect sound. I was so stoked to get melon milk tea for the first time in so long, you guys. I love melon tea so much. Ooh. Oh, I love melon, my beloved. Yeah, I was literally drinking it, and Ada was like, "You actually look like you are in heaven just now." But like, I feel like I was starting to get really tired because it was late. I hadn't been sleeping a ton over the weekend, and my sleep schedule has been like really messed up in the opposite way of normal. Like I was going to bed really early, not really late. Like, to give you context, yesterday I went to bed at 8:30 p.m. and slept 11 hours. Like I'm broken after this convention. So I was tired, but I really loved this drink. It was so good. I love melon, like milk tea, just anything melon flavor. I mean, I also really like actual melons. Dude, they had cantaloupes on for $2 at the grocery store today. Had to cop me one of those. I'm gonna eat that later. I had raspberries earlier because those were also on sale, which is really good. I haven't had raspberries in like months. That was really nice. But I'm looking forward to having more melon. But it was like such a nice way to end the weekend, honestly. I was on the sleep debt, exactly. I had to pay it off. I had to pay it off. That was so uncharacteristic. I like never sleep that long nowadays. You know, like honestly, a lot of the time recently, I don't even sleep like 9 hours a night that often anymore. I used to do it so easily. It's not so easily anymore for me, but I like super slept after the con. But this is like a really nice way to end the weekend for me, you know. It really just felt like a good closer to everything. We had to go say goodbye to Ada afterwards, like, and there was just me and 13. Always just me and 13 on the car ride at the end. It was funny. We ended up talking a lot about music stuff. I was teaching him about microphones. And we were talking about like if he ever wanted to upgrade his microphone, or I told him, like, I taught him about my home like booth setup, because 13 is close enough to me that he actually could legit just come to my place to record sometime if he wanted to. Now, my recording setup is really uncomfortable. It's really good, but it's really uncomfortable. So I think he's probably just going to I taught him the blanket strat. Every Utaite knows the blanket strat. You just drape a blanket over yourself while you record, and it like cuts out a ton of the background noise. If you have any sort of like fans from your PC or like other room noise, it cuts out like how much reverberating happens off of your walls, because like the blanket absorbs some of the sound on the way like out, and then also on the way back in. So like if anything makes it through the blanket and then bounces on the wall, it's got to make it back through the blanket. Basically, it makes it a lot like less likely that your audio is going to bounce back at you. And so I have like the extreme of that, where my recording setup is I've showed it on stream before, but I have like heavy duty like soundproofing blankets like clamped to my closet door, which is like perpetually propped open, and I like used a microphone stand with more clamps to make like a fourth corner. So there's basically like a box of soundproof blankets And you just go in there and record. Now the downside is you're completely in the dark and it's hot as shit because it's like really heavy blankets just in a box around you. But the sound quality is so good in there for like an unsoundproofed room. Oh, it's so worth it. But I don't think he needs to be that tryhard. But I did put the offer anyway. We talked a lot about music stuff. We talked about VTubing stuff and life. Me and 13 were just talking about life for real in the car. Like, it was so real. It was so fun to just be having like these deep ass conversations, and then out of nowhere you just hear the March GPS come back in 1,000 meters. Turn right, Trailblazer. Dude, the March GPS voice was so funny. It was so good. I'm gonna be stimming exit right Trailblazer for like the foreseeable future. This is so rent-free in my brain. Yeah, he was telling us that he got the March 7th GPS and it was limited time. So now if he ever switches it, it's gone forever. So he's just stuck with March 7th as his like GPS perpetually, which is so funny for me. But it was really good though. It was so funny. There was like a bunch of extra lines. Like I mentioned it earlier, but there was... I don't remember exactly what GPS app it is, but it's one of those ones where people can like report like stuff that they see while they're driving. So there would be like a bunch of like extra lines from March. Would be like, uh-oh, hazard spotted ahead. Or there was one where it's like, watch out, police spotted ahead. We don't want to get in trouble again. We'd just be like, again? But it was very funny. It was so iconic. Hi, Beep. Also, hi, Victor. Welcome. I've been really good. I think that's about the end of my convention recap. Yeah, I mean, me and 13 had like the little, like heart-to-heart on the car ride home, and then that was it. Although, I guess, unofficial day 3 of OshiUplink. That's not actually OshiUplink, but I'll still show it. I met with Yachin again. Neither of us are in this picture, but I did Photoshop myself into the bottom. we went to High Park here in Toronto. Since it's full bloom, part of the cherry blossom season, everything was maximally sugoi desu. Why did I say that? It was maximally beautiful out here at the park, so we had to take some pictures. This is a really beautiful park. If you guys ever come to Toronto in the spring, you have to go to High Park. I promise you it's worth it. It's gorgeous. It's also right by the lake. Or I don't know that it's like I think it's Lake Ontario, but it might not be. Anyway, it's right by like this big part of the lake. Really, really gorgeous, like view of the water. There's like some willow trees there. There's like some flower gardens, the cherry blossoms. It's stunning. Also, in this picture, you'll notice real authentic Canadian experience. There is a goose. Yachin taught me, apparently, baby geese are called goslings, like Ryan Gosling. I never knew this. I've never heard somebody mention a gosling before in my entire life, but apparently they're called goslings, which I think is just so whimsical. So that was a very fun little thing, but it was really nice to meet up with Yachin. I thought it was going to be cooked because I thought that she had to leave by like midday, and I was running late because I was working on some vocal guides, and I took a bit longer than I thought I would. But luckily for me, it was like she had to leave after that like midday time, and I was like, oh, so we're chilling for real. And we just like went for a walk through the park. We talked about like a bunch of audio stuff, a bunch of industry stuff. We talked about like our experience of OshiUplink. It was really nice, honestly. I feel like Yachin, truthfully, to me, feels like she went on a very similar road in life that I wanted to go, but like just like more professional at every corner and a few years ahead of me on top of that. And so it's very like fun and interesting for me to like pick her brain a little bit about like different stuff in the industry and like how she does things. Like, something that I thought was so interesting is we were talking about audio stuff, and I was talking about how I really like audio work. I have like an opportunity coming up for me soon, which is very exciting. I don't know whether or not I can say anything about it yet, so I won't. But I get to do the mix on something really cool, and I was like, I don't even have to do timing and tuning. It's so good. Timing and tuning, for anybody who doesn't know, like audio stuff, you get the raw vocals, you make it like, you do like minor auto tune to make it like a little bit more perfect, but not like the kind of like really like hard auto tune that you'll sometimes hear stylistically in like pop, rap music, hyper pop, stuff like that. Just like a little bit. It still sounds natural, but like give it a little lift, make it that little bit better. Everybody does that. And also like timing correction, make it a little bit tighter to the instrumental in the way that you want. You know, like it's like basically, you know, the difference between a live performance and when you listen to like the like radio version of something. That like timing and tuning is a lot of that little difference. Obviously production is going to be way different too, but I think that the singing difference is usually that little bit better you can get when you could do different takes, and also that little bit when you do timing and tuning. But anyway, timing and tuning is so meticulous, and I really don't like doing it, but I do it because I really like mixing afterwards. So being presented a cool opportunity for doing just the mix, I was like, oh my god, this is perfect. I'm so happy. And I found out that Yachin actually doesn't really like mixing all that much, but is really down with timing and tuning. She has like a really good workflow for it, and just likes to like do that part and then pass it along. And I'm like, that's so interesting. And it was really interesting to like learn about her like workflow for it, because it was like really unique to me. I'd never heard of like the stuff that she was doing, but it made a lot of sense. And it was just cool, right? Because that's like my least favorite part of the process, to talk to somebody where it's like their favorite part. It was very interesting. But all in all, it was really fun to just have like a quick little chat, get to know each other a little bit more in like the industry, kind of the hobbies side of stuff, and see the cherry blossoms. Of course, cherry blossoms are so beautiful. I love seeing cherry blossoms. I'm so basic. But like, who doesn't? They're so pretty. And the goslings, yes, they are the creatures of evil, but they're still cute from a distance. You just have to, you gotta respect when the geese are stepping, bro. Like you gotta let them have their space. You don't get close. God forbid, do not try to feed the geese. If any of you guys ever come here, you know, I think OshiUplink was really good first year. I think next year is going to be bigger for sure. If any of you guys make the call to come out, don't try to feed the geese. Do not fuck with the geese. That's like one of the most important things. You leave the geese alone. I've never seen anybody I know have problems with geese, but that's because everybody respects the hell out of the geese. There goes my weekend plans. Good, don't. They will swing, bro. They don't care. Geese, like, really, a goose, I'm sure, knows that it would lose to you in a fight, and it doesn't care. It's just there to prove a point. They really don't give a shit. But yeah, I mean, all in all, I loved OshiUplink Year 1. This is my favorite convention I've been to in such a long time. Yes, of course, certified Canadian. I really like that ribbon. I'm so Canadian, I had to sport it. I really should have put the extra one they gave me. I should have repped the fact they gave me double Canadian ribbons by accident. But I didn't want to overdo it. But it was a really good con. I think there was a lot more variety of people, whole bunch of fans, like more than I expected, especially international fans, way more than I expected. More international creators than I expected, although still not a ton. A good amount of the locals came out. I think more locals will come out next year. The concerts were really well done. The panels were really well done. I think my only gripes is they need to get a bigger venue next year, and they also need to schedule things a little bit better. I think that there were a couple times where like 2 panels or like 2 events that would have had like similar audiences would like overlap a bit, and you would have to at least partially miss one of them, which is kind of sad. So I hope that they understand the demographics a little bit better, space things. Because there were also times where like the events wouldn't necessarily overlap, but the problem is that they both should have been in like a big room, and instead one of them got a smaller room and one of them got a bigger room. And so like the capacity gets bottlenecked. I'd really like to see that be a bit of a point of focus. I also think next year we need more men. We need more of the boys. There was really not that much male VTuber rep. A lot of male VTubers went. There were a lot of attendees that I met from the local scene. A lot of bros came out, shout outs. But, and there was a really funny panel that I didn't get to visit, but I saw a bunch of people talking about male VTubers. There was like a really like infamous slide where it was like, I think it was something like the male booba theory or something, and it was showing there was like a graphic of like 3 VTuber models with increasingly large pecs. I wish I had the context so bad, you guys. I don't. I have no idea what they were talking about in that panel, but I have to say, preach. Whatever it is, they were cooking. But yeah, I'm pretty sure the only like male VTubers that were there, I know Phoenix had a meet and greet. I think I'm gonna butcher the pronunciation of this, but Feli Shan Ku. I was gonna say who he is because his past life is very famous, but I probably shouldn't do that. But he was there. There was also in the artist alley, there was somebody who was a big fan of him that was selling merch of him and also had a book that he wrote and would give it out for free. Like they gave one to 13. I think they gave one to Ada. I didn't want to make it a verbal statement that I wouldn't have actually read it if they gave it to me, and it's not any slight to him. I'm sure it's great. I just don't be reading for real. So I hid behind them until we left. But it was really cool that they were doing that, though. I have big respect for that. But I hope to see more like panels and events hosted by guys. I think it's a shame that there was like pretty much no guys in any of the like concerts, I'm pretty sure. So I might even like talk to them about maybe like organizing. Like I might see if any of my connects want to try and work together to organize something for next year. Get some of the boys up there on stage. We'll see. But I'm that's like my 3 big things: bigger venue, better scheduling of events, and more men. But honestly, truthfully, one of the smoothest con experiences I've had in a long time. Everything was really, really fun. I like super enjoyed it. I would say it was like probably an 8 or 9 out of 10 convention. And for its first year, they did a really, really good job. So I'm very hopeful that our local scene is going to continue to grow. I think it's going to be a viable alternative to Off-Kai in the future, I hope. I don't think it's going to be like Off-Kai, because the thing is, like, everybody goes to Off-Kai, and of course everybody goes to Off-Kai. They did it first. They've been there for years. It's in LA. Everybody's in LA. But, you know, as, like, good as a Toronto VTuber Con can be, I actually am pretty hopeful that it's going to, like, become a pretty significant event in the like lineup of stuff that people plan around throughout the year, which is really, really great. It makes my Canadian soul very happy. So I had a really wonderful weekend, and I hope you guys enjoyed listening to my OshiUplink ramblings. I guess also to share something else completely unrelated to OshiUplink. This was before OshiUplink that I couldn't really talk about while I was taking time away from streaming because I was still sick. I went to a concert. I went to a concert for a indie rock band. Their name is Your Neighbors. They were touring here. I think they were originally from the States, but I went with a friend. This was a really, really sick band, y'all. I like their music that they have on like streaming platforms, but seeing them live, this was such a live band for real. Because all 3 of these guys, you can tell they're like jazz musicians for real. They're jazz musicians running a rock band, and they let the jazzier stuff come out on stage, and it was amazing. Their drummer was really good. The singer was really good. And also, like, this is one of the few times I've seen a band that is like rock doing some like serious guitar riffs, and there's only one guitar in the band. Like, not like a lead guitarist and like the singer with their own guitar. No bass player. Like, it was just this guy. And then this guy in the back had 3 keyboards. He has 3 keyboards here. You can see there's one on the left and then 2 on the right, like stacked on top of each other. So he had 3 keyboards on his setup. The left one is actually a vocoder. If you see this like little tube running beside the microphone, he had a vocoder on the stage, and he did some really crazy shit with it. He played some nutty solos on the vocoder. There was like one of them where he ended it by like doing like a fry scream, like a metal scream into the vocoder. I've never heard somebody do that before, but it was so cool. It was so cool. I don't know why I've never heard anybody scream into a vocoder before, but it sounded so fucking sick. This is just a really like electric like concert to be at. It was really fun. So big ups to Your Neighbors. I really liked this concert. Yeah, there's another con story. Not a convention, but a concert. But yeah, I hope you guys have been good. I didn't realize it's been like 3.5 weeks since I was regularly streaming. I was like out for a good bit there with my voice, you know. Despite the fact that I recorded 2 covers while I was sick, I had to do it, you know. The two cover, like the Baby No Money one, was so funny. It was like Miki texted me out of the blue. She was like, I had a dream that you did a cover of 2 by Baby No Money, and I can't stop listening to the song after that. And apparently she had the dream like a month before that, and like just didn't tell me for like that whole time, but eventually told me. Which I thought was even funnier that she just waited. But I was like, that's crazy. I've thought about doing this song before, but it's like so embarrassing. Like, I don't know if I can. But it just seemed like it would have been so funny for the bit. I realized that her voice was like so perfect for like the little like choir of children at the start. I was like, I could change this to be like 2, 4, 6, 7, and then make Miki do 6, 7. It would be so iconic. It'd be a really funny bit. And like all my friends were on vacation for the most part, so I also thought it'd be really funny to like jump scare them with a project like that with like a really good inside joke and create like a group stim for them while they were out, which I think I succeeded at. And it was also good because this was after I got to do like an audio consultation with somebody who's like a way better audio engineer than I am. And so I got to like test out my learnings with that project, which was really good. I really enjoyed working on that. I recorded it like the morning that I got my throat infection, and I didn't realize how bad it was going to be. So I was in like horrible pain afterwards, but it was worth it for the bit though. It was worth it for the bit. And then coming out of my throat infection, I did another cover of Demon Lord by Canaria. I think that one went a little bit more under the radar, so if you guys didn't see it yet, there is another new cover of Demon Lord by Canaria. I've had the art for that for like over a year, just sitting around. I finally got around to it. I super speedran that cover in like 2 days because I wanted to open my vegan and have my like mixing commissions be open going into OshiUplink so I could network about it. And so I had to like super speed run it, get it out so that I could sort of have a better, more like modern portfolio after my like recent consultation. So, you know, I think that I wish that I could have recorded it a bit better. Like you say, anything but resting with this guy. I should have been resting more, but once my voice was good enough, I was like, all right, I gotta get in there. I gotta just do my best to record it. Some parts of it, I feel like you could tell that it was like a little bit much, but some of it was cool. Like I remember on the last chorus, I put like a ton of grit on my voice because my voice was low-key dying, and it sounded really cool to me. So I enjoyed recording Demon Lord. I hope you guys like the cover still. I had a lot of fun making it. It might be a little bit until my next cover comes out, unless I decide to do something more short-term for fun. I had... Well, what it is basically is while I was sick, aside from the fact that it seems like I was doing a lot because I made 2 song covers, I was really spending so many days being like, I want to sing so bad, but I can't sing. I want to do something. I'm going to die of boredom. And so I organized some really big projects that I have to get around to. So I will be making some more serious cooks in the background for a little while that'll hopefully come out later this year. I should have another thing that's really big coming out this summer. I should have our new original coming out later in the summer. I need to poke Lionel again about that. And also I need to find music video and finish the audio work. But it's like mostly there though. I believe. I will poke you about that later. But anyway, lots of cooking is back to happening. And also working on some other people's projects now. I only really have one opportunity lined up right now, which is good. I don't have anything right now. But if you guys have or know anybody who needs audio work, I'm now open for that. So I do mixing, and I do like just timing and tuning as well, although I would really love if I get commissioned for like the full mix. Available as a service on my VN, or just directly. So yeah, I'm doing that. Even if you don't do that, if you have a vegan account and you're willing to drop me a follow, that would be huge in making some progress towards getting verified on the platform. I have the link in the description of my VODs now, or in the panels on my Twitch. Whether you're watching on YouTube or Twitch, I would big appreciate it. That would be very appreciated. But yeah. I did a lot of stuff, man. I did so much stuff. I'm so pooped. I'm so ready to be back to just chilling for real. I still have stuff I'm working on, but like, 3 days in a row going outside. I made 2 covers in like a little over a week. I organized so much. I was unironically, like, it was actually anything but rest. I feel like I did so much resting before I got sick that I just had to go like stupid mode. But now is probably a good time to show the schedule, because we're back to schedule, guys. Are you proud of me? Look, we got the cherry blossoms in the schedule. Yippee! I wanted to mostly do chiller stuff this week. I wanted a bit of a lighter return. I know we were like very gamer arc before I got sick, but I wanted to kind of mellow out, do some fun, like lighter streams this week. So we're gonna do some more Stardew Valley tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. I've been playing off stream with Nahi a bit. I understand the game a little bit more. So I'm gonna have to watch my own VOD back so that I can remember where I was in my solo world. And continue that. I'm looking forward to that. We're gonna do a karaoke on Friday. It's been way too long. We gotta do karaoke. Do some singing. I'm looking forward to that. Saturday is our gamer day. We had to have one gamer day in there. We're gonna do a big ass Slay the Spire stream. I've been playing so much. My goal is that by Saturday, I'll have Ascension 10, which is a maximum difficulty, unlocked on everybody. I have it unlocked on 2 out of 5. I beat it on 1 of them already, so I'm pretty sure I can do it. I'll be big gaming off stream until Saturday to get there, and then Sunday we're gonna do Wii Sports Resort. I've been meaning to do Wii Sports Resort for so long. I just never remembered to do it. So I thought it would be funny. So we're gonna do Wii Sports Resort. Why not? I think it's gonna be a really fun week of streams to come back to. I've missed streaming so much, you guys. I miss being able to yap. I can talk. It's so great. I missed my voice. Oh. But thank you guys for being here. on my comeback here. It's been so long. I missed you guys so much. I'm really glad. I hope you guys had fun listening to the tales of Twi actually going outside and having friends. Big ups again to 13 and Ada. I had so much fun hanging out, and also like Yachin and Plix and everybody else we were hanging with this weekend. But like, you know, 13 and Ada were like my main like squad for the weekend. It was so much fun hanging out with them in person. I'd never really like hung out with us as like a group of 3 before, so I was like, I hope it's not awkward. I think it'll be fun, but like I don't know what it's gonna be like. It was so fun. It was such a good group. I had so much fun. So big thanks to everybody that I hung out with on the weekend. Thank you to you guys for hanging out with me. I'm a little tired, you know. Been a minute since I've had a yap sesh like this. It was good. Like 3 hours, pretty good. Honestly, when I started stream today, I was scared because I was like half asleep. I was so tired, bro. Because I went to bed yesterday at 8:30 p.m. and then before stream, I tanked a whole pizza because I'm a fat ass for real. I was like, really, the food coma started hitting and I was like, oh no. Oh no, my first stream back is so cooked. But then it was fine. It was actually so fine. So I had a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to Stardew tomorrow. I'm sure it's going to be more yapping, a little bit more unstructured, of course, but had a lot of fun. Thank you guys for hanging. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day or evening wherever you are. And I will see you tomorrow for some Stardew. Take care, guys. I should probably put this up so that I have it available for next time I go on the outro screen. Yippee! Thank you guys for watching. I love you guys. I will see you tomorrow. Really glad to be back.